Okay. We're good, I think. I believe. Possibly, maybe. Yes. So hello everyone, it's a fair programming error that just refused to be fixed code here. And before we get any further, because I know we're gonna be sitting here in silence for a long time otherwise, let me boot up DDLC right away. Spinne, congratulations to you on being the first one here. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are well. Also, yes, the question of the day. You want to know why I brought up that question of the day? Because so far, every single episode of every single season of club meetings, from season 1 all the way to season 3, every season had exactly 12 episodes. But I already know that this season has more than 12 episodes, because if it had 12, then it would end at 48. But I already know that there's more than 48. So, who knows? I mean, there's one person here who might know, but that person definitely won't be speaking up. While we're on that topic, hi Kaylee, hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing very well today. Now, before we sit here in silence, let me get through the usual spiel so we can at least have BGM over here, right? Doki Doki Club Meetings is a Doki Doki Literature Club fan mod that is not affiliated in any way with Team Salvado. It is designed to be played only after the official game has been completed and contains spoilers for the official game. Game files for Doki Doki Literature Club are required to play this mod and can be downloaded for free at ddlc.moe or on Steam. Please consult the readme.txt contained in the mod download for more information. By playing Doki Doki Club Meetings episode 46, you agree that you have completed Doki Literature Club and accept any spoilers contained within. I agree. 69 episodes? Like, the season? Or you think it goes up to episode 69? Because being physical... Alright, yeah, let me read that on the other screen. Being tired is physical, but I've always thought that being truly weary is special. Okay, I see. But I imagine the season alone is that many episodes. That would be insane. At least one that's any kind of normal length. Is it? Is this episode a normal length? I guess we'll see. Also, hi, Gabe. Credit card isn't working? No! Not the credit card. That is a shame to hear. You can't recover your sub. There is always another time. Also, I say this every single time. Nobody's obligated to sub to anyone. The sub, nobody's forcing you to sub. And Spinner just decided to add a new emote to celebrate that, I guess. But yeah, Gabe, hope you're doing well other than that. I hope you're doing well other than that. Happy to see you. Now, let's see what this episode is all about. Ads! Yes, this episode is all about ads! Indeed it is. Beloved, you should arise. You have class in 20 minutes. Wake up.
Man, I feel like shit, dude.
These are the consequences of eating nothing but processed pastries yesterday and playing video games until 3 in the morning. You say that like playing video games until 3 in the morning is not a thing that people do on the regular. Isn't that normal behavior? Isn't that what everyone does? He said, fully intending to stream until, at the very least, 2 AM. Like me, for real, for real. I mean, again, all my streams go at least until 2 AM, basically. Because I always start at 11 PM, stream for 3 hours at least, usually, which means 2 AM or later. I am not that different. I am not that different in this case. Oh fun. Oh, the fun of everything going on at a very reasonable hour of the day.
That was pretty epic, though.
I love it. I have no desire to heckle you or stand in the place of a parent, but are you sure such excesses are wise?
No, it probably wasn't wise. It was just fun.
I can understand that, but still, and again with no desire to henpeck.
No, I get it. That was too much. But still, I'm in college. Gotta live a little.
Natsuki gets out of bed.
Besides, I'm getting up, see? I'm getting dressed and getting ready for the day like a normal human being. While my girlfriend is staring at me.
Yes. Gotta stare her down while she's getting dressed. It is a wonderful view.
God, shut up. There. Dressed and ready to go. And with only a slight sugar hangover. And weird feeling from only sleeping 4 or 5 hours. But other than that, I've never felt better.
Oh, comforting. Although I suppose I should give you credit for remaining apparently functional. I guess as long as you're still getting good grades, you aren't really paying too much of an immediate consequence for your... But... Oh god. Yuri, you're using big words again. Bacchanalia, such as it is.
Babe, you can't just drop a word like bacchanalia and expect people to know what it means.
Exactly, I am so lost. You know what it means.
Yeah, but that's only because I'm with you. Anyway, let's get going. Those good grades aren't going to get themselves.
Oh yeah. Ping me when emails. I guess I'll try to remember. Fuck. Is it really mine? Kagami opens her curtains. Wait, did I read that wrong? 9. Why did I read that wrong? Yeah, it's 9. Not hers. Kagami opens her curtains.
Fuck.
She closes them again.
Nope. Nope. Not going out there. I can skip history one more time, yeah? Yeah. After all, it's history. It's not going anywhere. That fucking sunlight still burns my eyes.
Yes. Any sane person must hate the sun. Burn down the sun.
I'm just going to watch some videos and try to recover from last night. I'll just pick up the notes later or something. Plus, I can just skim my afternoon class. Fuck, that sun was bright.
Yeah, that's a habit the sun has. It has a habit of being bright, which makes it so horrible.
Hi. I'm trying to get up.
Oh, by the way, another thing. I'm looking forward to seeing whose club mod we're gonna get today. Last time was Sayori's, which was a bit of a chonker. I'm very excited for this week's and wonder what the setup is gonna be for everything, what it's gonna be about.
Problem is, you see, I slept about 2 hours last night, and in general, I think I've accumulated several dozen hours of sleep debt over the past few weeks.
Isn't it annoying how you can go into sleep debt but can never accumulate a sleep surplus? That you can then, you know, slowly exhaust? A shame, really. The shortest one? Yuri, alright. I'm looking forward to it, even if it is gonna be short. I'm sure it's gonna be fun anyway.
So honestly, if you told me right now that I could sleep for another few hours with no consequences, but I'd have to cut off a toe to do it, I'd seriously consider cutting off the toe. I could lose a small toe, probably, but unfortunately that's not an option, so time to get up again. Should be an interesting day today. I think I have an idea about the whole time loop thing with Ria. I'll tell the club about it and you can hear about it then. I'm still kind of half formulating it in my head right now. But first I need to get to class. Gonna be a long day today.
Oh, I imagine it will be.
That's so awesome!
Yeah, we were friends ever since then. He's like the nicest guy I know. Even if he is an enormous knucklehead sometimes?
You know, back when you and I were dating, Kenzo, I heard you call him dumb sometimes, but he doesn't seem dumb.
Calling me dumb is his little joke.
It's not a joke. People can be dumb in more ways than one, dude. And you need to learn. Like, sure, you can get straight A's, whatever. But like, when you are literally sleeping under a bench when people are offering to help you, what is that but dumb?
I guess he kind of has a point there.
No, he does not. It makes perfect sense to make the best of a bad situation and refuse someone's help, if that help could get them into trouble.
Whatever, man, sleeping under a bench is already way worse trouble than anything that could have happened to me. But I guess I shouldn't come down on you too hard. After all, I hear you're finally letting someone take care of you these days, and it's Monica. You lucky bastard.
She does not take care of me. She very graciously lets me live in her house. I don't know, man. I heard she was cooking your meals occasionally. Not from her, of course. But that's what I heard. Look, we live in the same house. It's just polite. I even cook meals for her sometimes.
She lets you cook meals for her? She must really like you.
It's just friendly. Any of you would do the same for someone you were living with entirely platonically.
Yeah, but it's okay to admit that you're attracted to her, you know? I mean, it's Monica, she's pretty hot.
Yeah, she is pretty hot. No one would blame you.
It's not exactly a secret that you like her, dude. And good for you, I say. You should just go for it. I am, once again, trying to be respectful to the person who has allowed me into their home in a dire situation. I have presumed on her goodwill more than enough already. And the gentlemanly thing to do is keep at arm's length.
Uh-huh. Totally, she just wants to keep you at arm's length. That's why she cooks for you. And eats your cooking. You're really just being down on yourself for no reason. See, this is why I call you a dumbass. So you okay?
That actually is why you call him dumb?
Yeah, it's just me needling him for not taking care of himself, but why?
When you used to talk to me about him, I always thought you were just being really negative. I'm so sorry. I used to think you were being so mean.
It's totally fine.
I mean, to be fair, she didn't know any better, so obviously if someone just keeps insulting someone, it's fair to assume that they're just being mean. Then again, insulting each other is what super close friends do. Like, yeah, if you're a close friend, you're gonna call the other person a massive asshole. In a friendly way. Also, MC meetup. Ah, yes. Also, hi, Eric. Hope you're doing well. Yes. We have actual MC, then Kenzo with an old MC design, but yeah. The boys all in one for short. Is it the first time? Really? Wow. You know what? Now that you're pointing it out, yeah, true. I mean, we know that they've met up in the past, but yeah, I guess this is the first time it's happened on screen. Nice.
It's totally fine. I get why you thought that out of context.
It's fine, Sayori. No one's judging you. New topic. The coffee here continues to be really good.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It must really be good then.
What do you mean?
Kenzo really likes his coffee.
Ah, I understand.
Yeah, it's tough for a coffee place to get the Kenzo seal of approval.
Kenzo,
What is it?
I'm sorry for before.
Before?
Before, the whole situation with me asking you out.
Oh, yeah?
I know we've talked about it before, but I don't even think I said I'm sorry.
You know you didn't have to apologize in front of MC and Ryan. It would have been fine to...
No, I wanted to do it right now. MC and I've already talked about it this a lot. And I kind of figured you would have talked about it to Ryan a lot.
Ryan nods gravely. He has?
And It came to me just now that I've let too many moments where I could have apologized to you pass. So I wanted to do it and finally not get nervous and wait until next time. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, apology accepted.
Of course, of course. Might be exclusive to this mod because I've never seen that MC. I mean, it's Ryan, it's not MC. MC is MC after all. But I'm sure, since the main developer is in chat, he can tell you all about where Ryan's sprites came from.
Well, yeah, apology accepted. It did kinda suck.
Ah, yes, the only one. Good. I have to say, the Ryan sprites did turn out very, very nicely. They are freely available once the season is over. Ooh, very nice.
It did kinda suck. But that's all in the past now, it's cool.
Thanks. I appreciate your kindness. Sorry, I didn't mean to ruin the mood for everyone.
Maybe it's time for another new topic.
Well, I hear the coffee is really good here.
Ah yes, back to that topic. And here comes Ayami. You know what time it is. Hey Kirill, you arrived at the perfect time, I guess.
We actually wouldn't talk that much about her. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah? Even after I told everyone I was dating Yuri, we mostly kinda danced around the topic for the rest of the school year. Because Ikuko was jealous, and I guess you felt weird about it.
Yeah, but even then, I thought your happiness was more important than my weirdness.
And so it is. Anyway, I don't remember you talking much about Yuri at all. It was actually Ikuko who talked the most shit. And apparently that was because she was jealous.
Do you think Ikuko might be gay? And be perhaps romantically jealous?
It's possible she is, but I don't think so. For one thing, if she was, I think she would have told me when she was finally honest with me about everything. Or she would have never,
She would have never have been able.
She would have never have been able to be honest with me at all.
Okay, I guess we're doubling down on halves.
Plus, I don't know, I just don't get that vibe from her. Her and Hiroko and you.
Natsuki nods at Ayami.
You guys all just seem like super duper straight girls.
Well, I know I am. Hiroko, too. I would normally be less sure about Ikuko, but if she were gay, I don't think she'd be able to shut up about it. She'd be in our faces about it all the time.
But back to you being a straight girl for a moment.
Ah, yes. Really not BMC at all. He's just a guy. A very cool guy. We can all agree. Think about it. Ryan is the only quote-unquote MC. I mean, yeah, he is somewhat different. But yeah, I mean, again, if you have a guy in a visual novel dating sim, where all the rest of the main cast are girls, obviously people are gonna say, oh, it's another MC. Because guy in dating sim. Yeah. Contractions help. What about contractions?
And you're absolutely going through guys right now. Who's next for you? Or do you even have a boy right now you got your eye on?
Maybe. Well, there's definitely a particular boy, but I haven't decided yet if I'm really interested.
That's rare for you.
Well, I'm trying to decide what I'm looking for in a boy right now. If the semester's taught me anything, it's that I really need to consider what I'm looking for in a partner, you know. One thing I admire about you guys is that you're both really clear on what you want out of a relationship, and you have a lot of clarity on that. More than I do. So I guess with this guy, I need to figure out what I want. Do I need more time to go through guys, as you put it, to decide what I want? Or am I ready to get a real guy who has kindness and tenderness, you know?
Huh. For a guy to have impressed you as being kind and tender instead of just hot? Kinda curious who could manage that.
Oh, he's hot too, don't worry.
Looking at Kenzo. I mean, she did try to flirt with Kenzo before, and it did kind of put thoughts into her head about having to reevaluate things. And on a completely irrelevant side note, they have the same text box color. Just like Ryan and Monica. I'm just saying. Just like Ryan has the same text box colors, Monica Ayami shares her color with Ryan and with Kenzo. I'm already stumbling over names. I'm stupid, but that's common. That's common knowledge. So yeah, just making that connection there. It's an actual code. I feel like to specify that because of the most teasers haven't been about code songs as of now. I'm looking forward though to playing the current. By the way, the recent teaser image that you posted about Code Mix, right? I have a strong feeling I know what that teaser is, and if I'm right about it, I'm definitely more than hyped. But I'm gonna let other people have guesses going around their heads as well. But I feel like it's related to a certain something that came up in the art channel on the Discord a while ago. And if it is, then it's gonna be hype to see it included. It's gonna be a very, very nice addition. But yeah, that's all I will say about that teaser.
Naturally.
He's actually, well, he's hot, but he's definitely more on the cute side of the spectrum.
I understand entirely, so who is it?
I'm gonna let it be a secret for now, I think. After all, I might not pursue anything with this guy. That'd be awkward. So stay tuned for now.
Man, as long as you tell me eventually. The curiosity is killing me.
I will.
Speaking of the girls' room, I gotta go. Be right back.
I am pleased that your talk with Natsuki went well.
Yeah, me too. She actually took it a lot better than I thought she would.
Being honest and genuine and direct can take you surprisingly far with her, even in difficult circumstances.
Yeah, I know. I've known her for a while now. It's just hard for me to be honest and direct all the time.
I understand.
Thanks again for your advice about knitting. It really gave me a sense of peace.
And it seems likely that no one was angry and demanded an explanation of why you took up knitting.
No one did. Still not sure how to feel about boys, though, as we just discussed.
With this new boy you say you're interested in, what precisely is the worry? Before you say that you did not experience emotional fulfillment from first any romantic relationship. And then no emotional fulfillment from sexual satisfaction. But now you say you have encountered a gentleman who holds the promise, at least of emotional fulfillment.
and yet you are afraid. When you say it like that, I sound so silly. I meant no mockery. I seek only understanding. Well, I'm trying to think of how to put it. It's kind of like, yeah, he seems nice and could give me emotional fulfillment, is kind of the appeal. But what I'm afraid of is, what if he doesn't? What if he's a nice, kind man and I go for it, and he accepts and I still don't feel anything? Then something really would be wrong with me, and I don't know what. This need you have to feel fulfillment seems so desperate, so what if something's wrong with you? If you do not get fulfillment from something you'd expect to, or that the world has told you to, you should get fulfillment from, what of it? I would simply look for fulfillment elsewhere. That's sweet and makes sense, but I really do want to feel some kind of romantic fulfillment, I guess. It's not just something the world is imposing on me. It's something I really want for myself. And I'm afraid if I don't get it from someone who's capable of it, I'm just cursed and broken. I'm not an expert in this area, but I am led to understand that trial and error is the usual process for romance and that immediate fulfillment is unlikely. You seem to have gotten it. I am glad you in particular believe that, but yes, I certainly feel fulfilled, even if there really was quite a bit of trial and error to get there, albeit with one person. My advice is to try. You can never gain anything in life if you don't try.
But if you never try, you will also never fail. Haha!
Yeah, you're right. I guess now the tricky part is getting him interested in me. Surely I have no trouble attracting the interest of men. I mean this as a compliment.
It is true, she has no trouble whatsoever. But Kenzo is a special case. Kenzo has shut her down before. Based on an OG mod, and then OG mod is based on a mascot horror game. Playtime is what I'm thinking. And that would be interesting, because back when I actually remember really liking Playtime even when I first played it. Please tell me you voice act Ayami with both hands on the table. Why would I need my hands on the table? I mean, other than raising one arm to press the spacebar to advance every now and then. I will not say where my hands could be. I will not say if that is correct. I guess time will tell.
Don't worry, that's how I took it. I'm starting to understand your ways. But no, the problem is not so much about me as it is about him. It might be hard to get his interest in particular.
And I'm back. Talking about boys still?
We were. I was just asking Ayami why she'd have trouble attracting the interest of her latest view. Yep.
So what's the answer?
Well, basically I'm going to have to compete for his attention a little bit. He's a pretty well-liked guy.
Well, then you gotta just be the best option. You're good at that. And at being assertive. As long as you decide to go for it, no one goes for it like you do. You just, have to actually go for it.
Yeah, Yuri was basically giving me the same advice.
She's smart like that? Okay, I should probably get going. I'm meeting my dad in between classes for Parent Visitation Day.
Parent Visitation Day? Yes, the school notified parents that today was an arranged day for them to check in and see how their children are doing at college. Parents can sit in on classes even if they wish. So long as the students approve, of course. I imagine the autonomy of the child is a hard lesson for many to learn. I wonder if my parents are coming. I didn't fill out any form or anything.
There's no form, they can just show up, I think, assuming you do not object. I'm frankly surprised that Natsuki was fine with her father appearing on campus. Datsky will appear, I am terrified.
The old man has chilled out a bit recently, you know that.
I do. I am glad you not only were able to, were okay with him coming here, but are even going out of your way to visit him.
Yeah, least I could do. What with all the help he's been giving me. So long as he behaves, of course.
Of course. Ooh, Datsky will make an appearance. Ooh. Perhaps, at least. That's all for now. See you all on Friday.
So hey, Sayori says we should all do dinner or something this weekend.
Sure, I don't see why not. Just the three of us?
Maybe I might ask Monica or Ayami to come.
Not Ryan?
Well, if I do bring Ryan, definitely not Monica. I'm trying to socialize, not watch two people shamelessly flirt for 3 hours. They've seen enough of each other already. Probably the love-struck fools.
Ha, maybe. Really, I think both of them are a little chicken about making a move. Plus, Monica might be a little weird about it. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, what's the deal with that anyway? She's really weird about romance and guys.
Gee, I wonder why. Well, it's a long story, and also, it's not mine to tell.
Yeah, always such a fucking gentleman. She never wants to talk to me about it, though. Do you know if Mom and Dad are coming for Parents' Day?
I figured they'd tell you, since you're the favorite.
And don't you forget it. But nah, they didn't tell me anything. I guess they'll just show up if they're gonna show up.
Guess so. Haven't seen them yet, though.
Well, if they don't show up, I actually wouldn't be that upset. I've kind of just been enjoying the college experience. Thought I'd miss them more, especially after having been at boarding school so long. But I guess I kind of gotten used to living on my own.
Yeah, me too, actually. It's been really nice to just be free to do whatever at any given time.
For sure. And, well, it's been really nice to connect with you again.
Yeah, look at them actually having a casual conversation that doesn't escalate into insults. Yeah, you too. You awful bastard.
And don't you forget it.
Well, playful insults, but still. I've gotta head out. I'll be in touch about the weekend dinner thing. Or I'll see you on Friday again.
Sounds good. Actually, before that, you wanna grab lunch? I've got nothing else planned.
Sure. Why don't we go to that one fast food place if you don't mind the walk?
Cool. See you there.
Siblings. Siblings indeed. As MC leaves, Kagami starts to pack her things to go. Question that is not at all related to code makes and background design. Do you just hang out in the black wood, or do you have a house in this black wood, a streaming room or something? Wouldn't you like to know? And if it's not at all code mix related, then surely you couldn't just use the background that already exists. That is in the assets, like the already pre-created background. the stage. But having a house or anything, I mean, duh. I live where I live. Would be a bit of a shame if I were homeless. As MC leaves, Kagami starts to pack her things to go. Kagami, a moment.
Sure, Professor, what's up?
I have to say, I'm starting to get very worried. You're not working to your full potential. This is the second quiz in a row you've done poorly on. And your midterm paper, well, I know you can do better. Because I've seen you do better.
I mean, yeah, I guess I haven't been putting in everything I could. But it's not all that bad, is it?
All right, now your grades in the class is a C. Your grade in the class is a C. For you, that's pretty much zero effort. Can we talk during office hours?
Yeah, I'll try to come in sometime in the next week, okay? Anyway, I've gotta go. Bye.
It's always the smart ones.
And Ryuki gets to appear again as well. There she be. And two of those.
You've got it, ma'am. And you've got it, ma'am. And what are you gonna get, Miss Gremlin? The cashier is back.
Rude. Of course you two know each other. Wait, you know her too? Why are you nice to her but mean to me?
Because she's nice to me. Crazy how that works. Also, as it turns out, she survived cancer, and you didn't, probably. You didn't survive cancer. Hits a little bit differently after last session's club mod, where Natsuki did in fact not survive cancer. Bet you feel awkward now, bitch.
No, I knew that.
Wait, how do you two know each other anyway?
We're sisters.
What, seriously? That is like the last thing I would have predicted.
Yeah, deal with it. How's that awkwardness taste, bitch?
Natsuki?
Yes, of course, how rude of me. This is our father.
Right, visiting for Parents' Day. He and I were just talking a bit early on. Sorry for calling your daughter a derogatory word. But we don't get to see Datsuki. I see. Don't worry about it.
In your defense, she is a derogatory word. I'm several derogatory words. More and more of them as this conversation continues.
I apologize for Natsuki. Ma'am, sir. Sorry, I. Damn, okay. Well, same to me. Don't apologize, that's what I'm going for. Oh, sure. Anyway, a fine pair of daughters you raised. Or maybe you found the younger one at a rescue. Huh. I spent a lot more time raising her, so however she is, will mostly be my responsibility. Well, in all seriousness, there are a couple of gals with winning personalities. You did good as a parent. Datsuki, you're doing good as a parent. Not from what we heard. Hey, thank you. That means a lot. You guys ready to go?
I still need to buy my stuff.
Okay, I'll be on the car, girls.
See you out there. You and I will have words later, retail employee.
See, you try to use those words as a slur, but I've reclaimed them. They just give me power now.
Yeah, have a nice day though, for real.
You too, and you, Fuyuki.
Pleasure as always.
The girls move a bit away from the counter.
That's looking better these days.
He's happier.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you asked him to come here all the same.
I guess I kinda miss the old man a bit. Don't get me wrong, it's been great to be out of the house and on my own. You just get used to a person, you know?
So you're turning into a total daddy's girl now, got it.
Shut the fuck up. I just hope he stays happy, you know?
Yeah, that's my worry too. I don't know if his new happiness is going to necessarily be a long-term thing.
What do you mean?
And nothing really, just people's lives have ups and downs. That has been kind of on the up since last year. I don't know if it's going to stay that way, I guess. I think he also knows it may not stay that way. So maybe he'll be prepared for it when things take a downturn.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, but I wish he could just be okay even when things weren't going perfect.
Yeah, me too. But I think he's working on that. Mom too.
Yeah, I didn't tell Mom, sorry. But she knows she can call me whenever.
Yes. She can talk to me whenever. I can read.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's head to the car. Otherwise, this ice cream will melt by the time we swing by both our places.
Make sure you leave at least some for Yuri, okay? Tell her her future sister-in-law sends her compliments along with the ice cream.
She's the one who's more likely to eat all the ice cream at once, man. Like, we'll have a package of something in the fridge and then bam, gone in 15 minutes before I even have time to look.
Well, that's some new info that I wouldn't have expected. Also, hi Tormuse. Club meetings hype indeed. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well.
Wow, sounds like you're already married. Shut up.
So yeah, they both kind of treat each other a little bit like the other one is dumb and they're the smart one. But it still works out somehow, I guess. You okay? You seem kind of zoned out this whole time.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so you're very clearly not fine. You're not a very good liar. My girlfriend is Sayori, dude. That's like maximum difficulty trying to read in someone's face whether something is wrong. On you, it's very obvious. You gonna tell me about it or no? MC has played these games before.
What did you get on the quiz we just took? What does that have to do with anything? Just fucking answer the question. What did you get?
That's like a 91, I think? That was kinda hard. I was really glad to skate by with a 91. Why? I got a 48. Holy shit! MC, you did it! You're better than your sister! Show that bitch how it's done. Oh, it's music, but in minor key. That's how you know shit's about to happen. Ah, yes. The trauma of bad grades. Oh no. Yeah. Were you sick or something? There's no way you actually deserve to get a 48. Maybe you can ask the professor for a redo.
Now the thing is, I think I really deserve to get a 48. And college's a lot harder than I thought. And I don't know why I'm telling you this, but...
The parents arrive!
There they are. Hello, my precious babies.
Took long enough to find you. Yeah, hi? Didn't know you guys were visiting for today. Of course we'd visit you on Parents' Day. It gets lonely around the house without you. We're going to grab something to eat and then let's chat and catch up. Well, MC, it sounds like you've settled into college really well. The mother turns to Kagami.
And how about you, dear? Everything going well in classes? How have your grades been recently?
You know, pretty good. Sometimes college is pretty tough, but I'm getting through it. Doing well overall.
Kagami flashes a bright smile at her parents. Kagami? While we're trying to find you, we talked with the professor of your last class. It seems like you haven't been applying yourself.
We were so sad. After how brightly you shined in prep school. Is it the structure? Do you need more structure?
That might be it. Having so much freedom all at once is a lot to deal with.
Although MC's dealing with it very well, it seems like.
Yeah, very proud of you, son. Yay! It's time! Start praising MC! This is how it... Oh, how the turntables. Oh, how the turntables. You love to see it.
Yes, you still have your stable relationship. And you've really done well at the...
Stop it.
MC...
This isn't your business anymore. She's at college, and she can manage her own life. Son, we're still her parents, and we still... Yeah, true, you are her parents. Just like you're my parents. And you're doing the same thing to her now as you've done to me for years. Playing favorites.
We do not play favorites between you. You both are darling babies.
Maybe you don't do it on purpose, but you do it. Instead of taking her aside and in private expressing your concerns, which is what you should have done, if you should have done anything about this, which I don't think you should, you decided instead to confront her about it in front of me. And then you immediately followed up by contrasting her with me and praising me in front of her. And if I seem upset by that, it's because I know what it feels like for that to happen. Son, it's nothing like that. We're just here to visit for Parents' Day. We just want to check up on how you both are doing. We are doing fine. We might have problems sometimes, but we're adults now. We are solving our own problems. Or if we need help, we ask for it from people we trust. MC Crash Out, yeah! To be fair, again, it's nice to see him finally be able to put all his thoughts into words. But he never did it for himself, he only did it now that his sister is the one getting the short end of the stick. How interesting, a true hero moment, yes. Dad don't have sprites is probably so they can have one mom character file, one dad character file, and recolor the text boxes. I mean, that is the easy way to do it. Yes, share text boxes in family or otherwise closely related characters, plot-wise related. Pretty clear that this is a frustration that's been building in him for a long time. It has, but it is a miracle that it's only been bursting out when his sister got the short end of the stick. Indeed. Only allowed to say it now when he's on top. I guess that's the point, huh? And it doesn't help to trust you. And it doesn't help to trust you if you show up unannounced and start comparing us. Now, I've got class in a couple minutes, and so does Kagami. Right?
Yeah, I do. We have to go. Mom, Dad, I'll call you later, okay?
Well, thank you, Monica, for having me and letting me sit in a bit. I know this club has meant a whole lot to Sayori over the years.
She's meant a lot to us. And she's brilliant.
You don't have to tell me that.
Man, it might actually get kinda crowded in here. Crowded by our standards, but there are plenty of seats.
What do you guys mean?
You're actually not the only parent who's coming today. Although it's kind of a surprise, so don't tell anyone.
My lips are sealed, Angel.
I really missed you, Dad.
Me too. So much.
I feel like a lot of the dad and mom voices are gonna sound very similar. To be fair, they all share the same name. You know what? Since they all share the same name, they should share the same voice. If all the dads are just called Dad, then they all get the same voice. Going forward, that's what I've decided. He gives her a big hug.
Hi, MC.
Hi. Oh, hi there, sir.
For the 100th time, MC, you don't need to call me that.
Hard habit to break, I guess.
Is everything okay, MC? You look a little upset.
Oh, nothing too bad. My parents came and talked to me and Kagami and...
Oh, it was that whole thing again, huh?
No, it was an entirely different thing. They did their whole thing, but the other way around. To Kagami this time, because she got a bad grade on a quiz.
Oh.
Yeah, I got kind of upset and even yelled at them a little. But anyway, we can talk about that later.
That we can. Did you happen to see Yuri on the way, MC? Or Natsuki for that matter?
Nah. But I wasn't exactly looking for them, and this building is complex.
Yeah, I actually had kind of a hard time finding this room myself. It's really tough to find.
Such a thing is a thing I have said. Oh, hi. Didn't realize you were going to be here. Hi.
Good to see you again, Natsuki.
Where's Yuri?
She had to hit the restroom. She'll be right here.
Hello all, and especially to you, my gorgeous beloved.
Yuri? So Yuri's dad is here.
Yuri glances at Sayori's father.
Yes, I saw him as I came in. Are you afraid of being embarrassed before him by the magnitude of my love for you? I don't think he'd mind.
He wouldn't.
Oh boy. Sayori's dad has observed this phenomenon for years and not approved, but said nothing because it's not his kids. At least he doesn't approve. But I guess, yeah, it is always a bit of a weird thing because in the end, yeah, it is someone else's family. So it is a little bit of a thing of how much you want to be involved in other people's families, because in the end, as it stands, it's true, it's not exactly his business. But yeah.
He's had to put up with me and MC whenever we were together.
That's true. I guess I'm pretty hard into lovey-dovey stuff at this point. So no, I don't think you guys would faze me that much.
There you see, beloved, there is nothing to fear. He is accustomed to affection. Let us indulge in.
No more indulgence for you! Doing it in front of your own parents would be a whole different thing. If hot girl, even hotter mom. I've seen this a lot for Yuri's mom, especially what might happen for the other characters in media. Huh. Has it happened? I don't think I've actually seen a lot of Yuri's mom designs. Actually, maybe there was one mod where I've seen her. Yeah, I think, what was it, our Castle Waltz, I think, had a Yuri's mom design? But yeah. Exactly like Yuri, but older in club meetings. Acts completely differently. Ah, fair enough. That, yeah, makes sense.
Hello, Yuri.
Mother, father, I did not expect you.
Monica was kind enough to arrange a little surprise visit for us for Parents' Day.
Was she?
Oh, yes, she's very kind.
Well, sorry for her being all flirty in front of you with me then. You know how awful she can be in teasing me and making fun of me.
So hotter mom, just like Eric said. Arguably, I guess so. Here's that looks completely different but acts very similarly. I see. That would explain why he hasn't spoken yet. Even though I think the history said that both are here, right? Yeah. Both are here, but the dad has not spoken a word. Truly. Truly more in line with Yuri's mindset then. Probably, I imagine he has not met the club yet. So he's in the presence of a bunch of new people that he's unfamiliar with. Oh no. So Yuri breaks the trend.
Oh, yes, Natsuki, we know that she's terribly cruel to you. We're shocked you can survive day to day given your suffering.
Your mom so gets me. By the way, do you guys happen to have any trouble finding the room? I know it can be a little tough to navigate to.
No, actually, we were able to come straight here with no problems.
Oh.
Well, all our expected guests now here, I suppose it's time to start off the club.
No other parents are coming?
Well, it sounds like MC's parents were not exactly invited today. My parents are on a business trip and will be making Parents' Day. Natsuki, what about your dad?
Oh, my dad visited, but no way would I bring him to literature club.
Which is very fair. Presently looks completely different. She sure does. Yes. Yes. Bring in the dead mom jokes. We need the dead mom jokes. It's not even a joke, it's just a factual statement.
I don't want him anywhere near hearing a poem I wrote. I'd die. Plus, I feel like he'd harsh the vibe around here.
Well, we certainly can't have a harsh vibe. Let's just go ahead and get started then. I've explained to the parents that while we have some administrative work to do elsewhere tonight, the main part of club is usually poems and free time.
Yes, the administrative work, aka the club mod, which of course they can't have the parents around for.
We often have, paradoxically, a more structured free time, but today we'll do true free time to do whatever you like. The parents can feel free to partake in reading or talking literature once we start free time. However, first we're going to share poems. For poems we have a rule which will be fairly firm. When we share poems, we do it openly and with trust and love for the people who are going to read our work. Most of us, when we write, don't often do it with plans to share it beyond the circle of friends. And we only trust the circle of friends to give us feedback. So when someone shares a poem, you may hear others in the club give feedback, or guess at the meaning of a poem, or otherwise deconstruct it. What we must ask of you as a rule is that feedback on poems is for club members only, the 5 of us only. While of course you're welcome to listen to the poem itself as well as the ensuing discussion, please do not participate in the discussion. If the author of the poem wants feedback from you, they can of course inquire with you later, And of course, like I said, once poems are over, you're free to mingle with the club and speak freely. Now with that out of the way, let's begin the poems.
I wonder if part of this ruling was also because you didn't want the, to make the poem critique section even longer by having to include feedback of not only the club members but also the parents, because I'm sure that would be a bit more of a pain. But yeah, it's also because of, obviously, it's the rule in the club.
Yuri suggested our theme for this week, and she chose the theme of knives.
Yeah, pretty on brand, but I really like the prompt.
Awkward.
Here's what I wrote for it.
Pretensions. You've got this rep through some kind of scam, and now you're beloved, however that happened. See, guns, bombs, and missiles, they're all kinda ugly, they're loud and unsubtle, so they don't get much glory. But now you, my friend, you're way more simple, just a sharp piece of metal. Yet you get all the love. But I know your secret, way deep down inside, you're just as ugly. 'Cause people still die.
Ooh, potential drama! You don't like knives, but Yuri does?
Now, I'm fine with knives. It's just, I don't think they're better. You know? Like, they can be just as ugly as all this other stuff. They don't get this magical aura of being sophisticated and classy just because they're simple.
But, contrary to that, counter-argument, knives are better than bombs and all of that other stuff. Because bombs are explicitly designed to be weapons of death and destruction. Whereas a knife can also be a tool. For, you know, carving stuff, making food. Yes, it can also be a weapon, but it doesn't have to be one. So, yeah, definitely superior.
It's still a weapon you hurt people with.
But knives are so much more than weapons.
As Yuri is about to put it, yes.
Most of them aren't designed to be weapons, let alone used as weapons. They are a tool, but there is an elegance in their simplicity. Whatever evil may be in them is no more than...
Yuri looks around.
Well, perhaps I had best leave the debate to my own poem. Your poem, beloved, is excellent. Its main idea is very clear as ever.
Thanks.
Good luck spreading peanut butter on your sandwich with a bomb. Exactly, right? It's not gonna be easy. I mean, it might be doable, but I would not recommend that. Yeah, it was well done. I'll do it. You know what? I guess she would just to prove a point. Thought the meter was really cool. Although at times the quasi-rhyming confused me.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose. Honestly, I just couldn't think of a good rhyming way to say what I wanted to say. And when rhyming starts to take away from the point rather than add to it, I just cut it.
Makes sense.
What did you think, Monica?
I thought it was very good. At times it almost sounded Sayori-like, which you must know is a high compliment coming from me, only with the trademark Natsuki cynicism. So yes, I enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Who's next? How about you, MC?
Before we get to that, let me see. Compromise on power and use. Dynamite? Is that the compromise? An interesting compromise, I'll give you that, Kirill. Sure thing. Butter knife. Something sharper and deadlier. Probably gets all the attention. But I like you. You're not some piece of master craftsmanship. I bought you with pocket change, but it seems like you're immortal. Sure, you can cut soft things anyway, but you also spread things beautifully. And are a great backup screwdriver. Some epic gold-tier knife of legend could never do these things. I'd be afraid to touch it. But you're like an old friend that I see every day. and I can always rely on.
Brilliant! I really dig the whole poem genre of ode to everyday normal-ass object.
Yeah, me too. I remember you did one about an old broken down stool that still worked a while back. And I really like that one from you. I wasn't exactly thinking of that one when I wrote this, but I'm glad to have an entry to put into the genre.
For sure.
It is interesting when you think about it that if you ask someone to picture a knife in the abstract, they'd probably think of something at least somewhat weapon-like, probably. And yet we all interact with this much more humble knife on a nearly daily basis and think little of such a knife. It's just a normal everyday object, which is so everyday you don't take time out of your day to consider it. But thinking about it, they do seem unusually durable and reliable. They perform not only their intended function, but a variety of others. I like this poem, MC. It's a good poem for getting you thinking about things you ordinarily wouldn't have thought about.
Thanks.
And I like all of your poems, MC. But this one's really good. It's cute.
Cute?
Yeah, it makes butter knives sound really cute. Just a regular old normal thing that you can rely on so much that you can always take it for granted. Until you stop to write a poem about it. So yeah, it's a very cute poem.
As for me, I also like the poem, though there are others by you which I enjoy more. Or perhaps analogies to a gold-tier knife of legend do not sit as strongly with me as they do for Natsuki, who would work in either event.
The cutest of butter knives. Yes.
Me next.
Sharp. People sometimes like the edge of knives, but I look at the point. Not very scary, I think, as I poke my finger just a little. It doesn't even hurt, just a tiny compression. Still, I can feel the power. Just a bit more force. The slightest push, if I weren't so much of a coward. Still looking at the AT-AT, by the way. And the tiniest part of this little thing would cleanly go right through me. There's sharpness in smallness. The point of the knife is that it's a very fine thing. When I look at the point, how many people have pointed this one out already? Just saying. I assume Tormus has caught it and many others as well.
Beautiful. And with lots of lovely wordplay. Thanks! I didn't really mean to make a bunch of knife wordplays. I just wrote it and was like, oh, that has two meanings.
It has indeed since been fixed. I would imagine. Yes, the giant quadruped robots from Star Wars. Yes, the AT-ATs. There's still the discussion of whether you call them AT-ATs or AT-ATs. The community is very divided on that, and I am not going to weigh in on that discussion.
And I couldn't really stop. It just kept happening. Well, however you did it, it's wonderful. Don't ever let anyone tell you you're not a genius, Sayori, because every poem of yours proves that you are. You're not that good.
They are pretty good, dude. Poetry is really an effortless thing for you that you are just naturally super fucking talented at. Like, if you became a professional poet, I would not be surprised at all. The rest of us have to work super hard to get to a level that you just maintain with zero effort on your part. And that's not complaining. You should be proud of your talent.
You know what? Actually, yeah. I am pretty good at this. I wouldn't ever say I'm better than you guys, but I'm pretty good.
Hell yeah, you are. Don't ever forget it.
I share Monica Natsuki's opinion. It is thought-provoking and has great depth which is hidden, and its use of specific words is quite marvelous. I would say that it is exceptional work, Except all your work is exceptional, it seems.
And what could I say about your brilliance that I haven't said 100 times before? You are a genius. Every time I write a poem, I'm always thinking so much of how good your poetry is, and not wanting to be completely trash by comparison. So I have to work hard to produce something that's even worth being in the same room as your work. Damn, really building her up right now. There was a debate, but I immediately know what side I'm on. Pronounce it as the word at twice. I think a lot of people, I think most often I hear 80-80. But yeah, AT makes sense because it's the A and T and then separate from, again, the A and the T. So you'd think you'd read it out, but it's a weird thing. Heard both and consider them both valid. Fair. Again, I'm not really gonna weigh in on the discussion, but considering them both valid definitely makes sense. I don't know, has the name of that vehicle ever been said within Star Wars canon? Has it ever been said out loud? Because if so, that would be what you can lean on. More common because then you're in awkward territory yeah, true. Artist would be very weird to pronounce.
Your poetry's really good, MC.
If it ever is, it's only that way because you inspired me, Bun.
Getting dangerously close to breaking our rule of no flirting in the literature club. I figured we'd let Yuri give the last poem for Knife Poem Week, so I'll do the next one. Here's mine.
Through empty space. A knife is a tool for cutting. But what is cutting? Cutting is the separation of things. But what does it mean to be joined? Nothing can truly be cut. The edge of the knife passes between atoms, not through atoms. A knife cuts through space, not through matter. Setting adrift two things that used to be close, not joined. A knife is a tool for increasing distance between things that were never together, and not for cutting.
Goodness, I wish I had not saved my poem for last now. I'm unsure it does as much justice to the subject.
Really? I wasn't quite as happy with this one as I have been with others. It felt like a little bit like musing on a completely irrelevant train of thought.
It is not irrelevant. Perhaps you did not intend it, but this poem strikes me with a feeling. A feeling which is maybe similar to the existential terror you feel when writing much of your poetry. It consumes me with a dread that connection of any kind is illusory, and a knife is merely a prover of that truth.
Thanks. I didn't expect anyone to be so fired up about this poem, even you.
It is wonderful.
Yeah! It's like a super smart person poem, like Yuri writes sometimes, but I get it!
I know full well you get most of my poems. Do not self-denigrate.
Okay, yeah. Eventually I do get most of your poems, but sometimes I have to think about it for a long time. This one I got right away. It's kind of sad. It is kind of sad, sorry about that. But I tell myself... I tell myself, well, it's not really that sad an idea given everything. Because, well, I'll have to think about how to word what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll talk about it later.
She's too tired. Her brain is not functioning properly. Let her sleep. Club free time. Use it for sleep. Currently still high on Sinister Minds. Making the third figurine. Look at you putting in work. Okay then, by all means, go off. No, keep her up. I need her miserable. No. Stop torturing your characters. They're not even yours in the first place. It's basically a total prose poem. But it still seems to have a hint of a rhythm to it, which I can't really pin down. Was it designed, or did you just kind of write it by feel?
It was designed.
It's always designed with Monica. They're mine now. Dan abandoned them. Of course. yours forever. You will never give them up. To be fair though, some of the characters in here are yours. Like Ryan, for example. But yeah, the main cast over here... Well, I guess MC is also kind of yours, because he wasn't really a true character before. So if you think about it that way, yeah, maybe he is also kind of yours. Well, then again, he did kind of somewhat exist before.
It's always designed with Monica. I don't think she's capable of just writing something by feel.
I guess it depends on what you mean by feel. Sometimes I really do write without a design in advance or even much of a plan. I just write wherever my thoughts take me. But then after I do that, I always go back and design it, basically retroactively. So in a way, I'd say you're right. By the time it gets to the audience, my poetry has always been designed.
Yeah, I never said it was a bad thing though. I think your poems being that way is one of their biggest strengths. Including this one.
Thank you. But now let's move on to what we've all doubtlessly been waiting for. It's time to see what Yuri did with her knife poem.
I wish you would not put such expectation on me. I request this theme not because I wish to shine, but because I wanted to see what you would all write. My poem is truly nothing special.
Well, we'll be the judge of that. Now, let's have it.
Very well.
Oh boy, here we go. John Literature. Yes, obviously, it's John Literature. Thank you, Kirill. Okay, let's see Yuri's poem. A riddle. Look at the blade, clean and well polished, grey but shining, as though the moon were the sun. And what will you see? Drag the dull, flat part across your naked skin, cold and electric. And what will you feel? Hold the hilt in your hand and think of potentials. Work, war, creation and destruction. What will you be? And what will you be? The answer is the same, for there is nothing special about a knife, which isn't you. The answer is the same. Yourself.
Huh, pretty deep.
Of course Yuri's poems always cut deep. Ha 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 ha. I am so funny. Ha ha ha.
I mean, it definitely wasn't like the grand epic poem I thought you might write. Remember your old poem about tea? I thought we were in for one of those. But it's really profound, even though this is a shorter poem.
I'm glad. I know you liked that tea poem when I wrote it, but it was inelegant, unwieldy, too long. Poetry is about capturing something without needing 1,000 words. I'm glad to hear this poem captures something without quite so much verbosity.
So if I'm reading it correctly, the idea is that knives are whatever we put into them, really. Or maybe whatever we get out of them. But either way, knives have the characteristics of the humans who make and use them.
Indeed.
Whoa, rare moment. Yuri directly answers a question about the meaning of her poetry.
Isn't that the idea true of most human-made objects, though?
Is it? What about, for instance, a can opener? A can opener has one or two very specific functions. It is being tied up in those functions, or even a gun if you like. A gun is almost invariably a tool for harming. But knives are different. Knives, by the very open-endedness of their design, are applicable to so many uses and meanings. A knife can be a tool for harming, certainly, but a tool for building also, for refinement, for survival, for almost anything humans do in the material world. What you do with a knife shows you who you are, in a way totally unlike what you do with a can opener or a gun.
And what are you? What do your doings with knives say about you, in your opinion?
We're really bringing this topic up while there's other people present. Okay, sure, let's talk about this in front of the parent audience.
It is an excellent question, and one I had not considered. As to what I mainly do with knives, collecting them, I suppose it is reflective of my desire to understand and observe the world without always directly engaging with it. I have never harmed another with a knife. I rarely actually use knives in everyday situations to open packages or what have you. I merely appreciate them, much as I appreciate the world while removed some distance from it, I suppose. I had not intended for this level of self-reflection when I wrote this poem, but given my explanation, I suppose it was quite a fair question.
The can opener has to use so many cans and spreading peanut butter. Just like bombs.
It was as detailed and honest as I would expect from you. A wonderful poem, not flashy or over-reliant on lengthy prose to have its effect. Everything I could have desired from a Yuri poem about knives. I also liked it. There's just one part I don't quite get. I get looking at the blade and seeing yourself because that's your reflection, and I get holding the hilt and thinking of potential and that being you. Because that's like what you do with the knife reveals who you are, which is the point. But what do you mean when you say if you drag the flat end of the knife across your skin, it's only yourself you're feeling? Aren't you feeling the knife?
It may be that this portion is more personal to me.
Yeah.
But I think the literal meaning, such as it was about the electromagnetic force. The sensation of touch as we perceive it does not result from the direct contact of matter, but from electrical repulsion.
Coming back to Monica's poem about how no two things are ever truly touching.
It is your own body feeding you information.
Oh, but isn't that part true of other things too, like MC said?
Yes, but then the point becomes that you would not feel it, but for your own choice to drag the dull end of the knife along your skin.
Yes, the dull end. Nothing else would Yuri ever consider.
It is still you.
Oh, I get it now.
Indeed.
Well, another excellent session of sharing poetry. Thank you everyone for your hard work. I'll wait until the end of club to do our poem for next time. Meanwhile, let's do some free time. Take up whatever literary activity you please, and parents at this point feel free to do something literary yourself or mingle among the club. Just do take care to keep conversations to a level where they will not disturb others' pursuits. Not that I would expect any of the parents to do that, but we have occasionally had club members be somewhat disruptive.
I wonder who she was looking at.
Let's reconvene at, say, a quarter until the hour after this one, and then we'll wrap up for the day. Have fun, everyone!
Yuri cannot emphasize enough that it's the dull end of the knife, yes, and nothing else. Oh, we're cutting away from free time. I did not see that coming.
It's just unbelievable, man. I've never been humiliated like that. By my own parents.
But at least your brother was nice about it.
That was the worst part. He stood up for me in front of them. He told them to back off.
Why is that a bad thing?
Well, number one, it's like I owe him now. And number two, it's embarrassing to have him stand up for me. It's like having an argument with a cashier and the little kid standing in line behind you takes your side.
But your brother is not a little kid.
I know that, it's just it feels wrong to have him arguing with my parents for me. It shouldn't have to be like that.
Whatever you think about MC, it does kind of sound like they have a point about your grades though, right?
I think Kagami was offended even if they had a point.
Which is fair. Shit, it's in minor again. Yes, when the minor key comes out. The darkness consumes us.
Because it's her business, and that was MC's point too.
Yeah, I get that. And it's true. It just seems like they have her best interests at heart.
Yeah, parents having your best interests at heart is like a source of so many problems. It doesn't matter what their intentions are, they end up just screwing things up really badly half the time. You wouldn't get it.
Well, girlie, cool it. That was unnecessary.
We love our whore Oshi, as she completely comments on Ryan's parentless behavior over here. Ouch. By the way, ouch. Friendly, thoughtful advice in her sultriest voice, because that's the only way she can give advice.
Shit, yeah, I wasn't thinking. Sorry, Ryan.
No, you're absolutely right. I don't have any way to understand your perspective. I'm not offended. But Kagami, think about this too. I have a perspective you might not get too. I've learned that on rare occasions when people care enough about your life to meddle in it, they usually care about you. And usually they have a useful outside perspective. So, I don't know. Maybe your parents have a point, and maybe they don't. It is your business and not theirs, but that doesn't make them necessarily wrong. And I definitely wouldn't get mad about your brother sticking up for you. I still don't get why you're mad about that. What is the deal with your grades anyway? You're extremely smart and you were doing super well at the start of the year. Did things get harder than you expected?
No, I don't want to talk about it anymore right now. Maybe later, maybe. I'm gonna head down to the cafeteria and get an early dinner. You guys can feel free to join me if you're so inclined. Are you guys coming or what?
Right behind you. And we're back.
That sounds delightful. It would look beautiful. Your eyes are such a beautiful shade of blue.
Thank you, you're so nice. And you're very pretty too. You look just like Yuri.
We do look very much alike. Although, that's where the similarity ends for the most part. She takes more after her father in terms of personality.
Yeah, but I'm glad. She's got great stuff from both her parents. Oh man, look at the time. We're way past where we were gonna stop. Hey, Monica? Are you awake?
Yes, I was just resting my eyes a little. What is it?
I think you might have rested your eyes a little too long.
Oh, wow, you're right. Looks like we've run out of time and then some, everybody. We'll call it there. As always, we'll send everyone off with a prompt for a poem for next time. I think for this one, we'll get a little abstract and write a poem about time.
Sheesh, that's as much in your wheelhouse as knives are for Yuri.
I like to think it's fairly accessible to everyone. That's all for now. See you soon, everyone. And thanks to the parents for coming.
Some of the club and parents start to leave. Thanks for tolerating us while we were here, daughter.
Oh, of course.
It was wonderful to see you too, Natsuki. Say hello to your father for us.
I will. Say hi to your brother for me and to Shobo too.
Shobo's always asking when Auntie Natsuki will be around again.
Kid's got good taste.
Of course. Because Natsuki is the cool aunt.
Don't forget we're doing the rest of club in 1 hour. Meeting in Natsuki and Yuri's room.
Why not your house? It's big.
Because Ryan is living there and he doesn't know.
Oh yeah! She'd be too tempted to make out with him. Much too distracting. Hey, get mad or something. Do some banter, Monica.
She did the thing! Natsuki did the thing!
Not going to dignify that it with a response, Natsuki. See you guys in an hour.
Natsuki is kind of a cute nickname.
Don't you fucking dare.
Kind of sounds like someone who kins Natsuki.
Don't bring that cursed shit into our group chat.
No, please do bring that cursed shit into the group chat. Natsuki Shobu vignette? I'm looking forward to the vignettes. Absolutely. I haven't checked out the vignettes. Because I'm pretty sure the vignettes will all be included in the collection when that eventually drops, correct? So yeah, I have not looked at stuff. I think you actually no. Oh, okay. I guess not. I guess they are okay. If they're only YouTube only content, then I guess I should be checking them out at some point. I thought for sure that would be collection editions, but I guess not.
Well, it's good to know that's settled.
What's in the group chat stays in the group chat. Yes, it cannot escape. It must be contained.
I'm glad I ran into you guys. It's always good to catch up. So what else is new?
Nothing much. There was some drama with another friend of ours today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, me and Ayami's friend Kagami. MC's sister, if you know her.
Oh yeah, I've seen her around. Don't really know much about her, but she seems nice.
And this guy says I'm a dumbass. Oh, bring it back around on him. Check out the vignettes. I like a dozen of them by now. I guess that's something on my checklist for the future.
What, are you gonna say she isn't nice? She's your friend.
$58. That is a lot of vignettes. Oh my god. Wow. I think Kagami's a very cool chick and I'm glad she's my friend, but nice is not the word that most people would use.
I mean, nice is relative, isn't it? People say I'm not nice and maybe they'd be right a lot of the time. But I'm nice to the right people.
Hi, Natsuki.
What up, queen bitch?
I thought you were the queen, bitch.
The queen bitch is whoever I say it is at any given time. But let's get back to the topic at hand. I only have a minute to stop in here before I've gotta go keep another appointment. I am very important.
Natsuki nods at the guys.
Kenzo?
Natsuki?
So what were you saying, Ryan? MC's sister being a terror again?
Not exactly. Basically, she's upset because she got a bad grade and her parents found out.
Oh no, heavens forfend. Actually, I shouldn't be sarcastic. I'd probably have a bad time if my dad was upset with my grades.
It wasn't so much the grades or even her parents that really seemed to upset her. I think it was the fact that MC did better than her, and her parents seemed to try to play favorites with him to motivate her.
That's fucked up.
Right, shepherd relationship. Hey, sometimes you just gotta nod and name drop someone. Give them the acknowledgement, and you know you're chill.
Yes, but MC stood up for her against them and told them not to pick favorites.
My man, yeah, that sounds like MC.
But that's actually what upset her the most. The fact that MC defended her against them.
And that definitely sounds like his sister.
Anyway, I have no idea what to tell her. She can be so thoughtful in some ways and be so awful in others. Plus, this all came about because she's not taking college seriously. She's so used to skating by on her intelligence that she thinks she can do it forever. In situations like this, I'm almost at a loss at what to tell her. She and I are good friends, but we have very different ways of experiencing the world. Not sure how to get across what I'm thinking in a diplomatic way.
Fuck being diplomatic. Someone needs to tell her to her face that she needs to wake up and lock the fuck in. But not me, because it ain't my business.
That's how you deal with a lot of problems other people have, Natsuki.
Isn't she right though? I mean, I don't know this girl, but like, if she's that way, someone should just be direct with her, yeah? It's just a question of who's gonna do it. Oh, hey, I've gotta go. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hi, Kenzo.
My boy.
Ha! His parents are not what I expected.
No, but I've gotten used to seeing them all together. My boy! Kenzo is all of our boy.
So I don't know, it's just so irritating. Freaking stable relationship. Fuck. I would talk to Ayami about it, but she can just be so judgy. I guess it's hard. People like you and me, we don't have a lot of peers. I don't know, you're someone else who's smarter than the people she knows. What would you do? Monica?
Sorry about that, I was just I was just thinking. What was the question?
You don't look too good, Monica.
I'm fine, just a little behind on sleep. Nothing I haven't dealt with before, I'll be okay. Now, what was it again that you were asking me?
I was saying, as another person who's smarter than all her friends, what would you do if you were me? Like, I don't know how to relate to them or describe what my problem is to them.
I don't really think I'm smarter than all my friends.
Sure you are. I've seen what you're capable of compared to them. You're definitely smarter.
No, I think not. We have different gifts, is the right way to think of it, and different intelligences about different things. Sayori, for instance, might strike some as less intelligent because of her mannerisms, but she has such hidden depth. And as it turns out, she's supremely intelligent, and when it comes to understanding people, she's much smarter than I am. Even if I have a broader vocabulary than her, Natsuki is impulsive and sometimes acts before she thinks, which might also cause you to think she's less intelligent. But when she does think, it's very clear that she's capable of much more than she typically shows.
Especially when she's working on one of her schemes. Her schemes are always incredibly well thought out. Obviously. And they always work.
And over time, I think I've come to learn that this kind of thing is true of everybody. Everybody is smart about something. It's just a question of what. I think I have the right to call myself more intelligent than other people. More knowledgeable, or with more experience in some particular areas, perhaps.
You always find the nicest way to avoid self-bragging. Well then, as a fellow person who is more knowledgeable and has more experience in some particular areas, how would you talk to, like, Ayami, for instance, about it?
I don't really know Ayami. I'm not sure.
Maybe right now is not the best time. You're barely awake. I kinda emphasize I had to sleep in today myself. I'm gonna let you go, get to bed, and get some sleep. I can bug you later.
Right.
See ya.
No, I need to get to the rest of Literature Club.
Lack of sleep will do horrible things to you. I know.
Where is she? I'm about to text her.
She's only a couple minutes late, give her a bit. Also, I'm shocked at how clean your guys' room is. You didn't just clean it up for us, did you? It's spotless. Especially Natsuki's half.
Fuck you.
I mean it, it's super tidy.
She has made astounding strides in tidiness since we have lived together.
I guess that's to be expected. Hi, everyone. You're still wearing a uniform. Yeah, I didn't really have time to change out of it. Sorry. Anyway, let's keep going with the rest of club, shall we? Don't want to rush, but there's still a lot I have to do after this.
Oh, of course. I believe we still must do emails, and also my mod is ready for reviewing.
I also wanted to talk about other club stuff at some point. I think I have a way to maybe keep the time loop turned off without putting even real, but it's complicated, and I might need you guys' help with it. But let's get going on one of those other things. You seem really tired, Monica. Maybe you should just skip the rest of club and get some sleep. Miss some of my favorite parts of Literature Club? No way. Plus, I don't want to miss Yuri's mod. Plus, I have to have that talk with you guys. Plus, I still have a lot to do after club before I can sleep.
Well, whatever order, I guess. Emails might be a good way to get back into our groove. Honestly, I'm mostly just happy that we can talk freely again. It was weird having to watch what we say around Sayori and Yuri's parents. Not just reality stuff, but remembering that there are parents around.
Yes, I'm sure it was a struggle for you to seem civilized.
It was actually kind of weirdly nostalgic. Reminded me of when Miss Ida was first coming around, and we were trying not to let her in on things. Owen rejoined the club and we went back again to doing Secret Literature Club after the official one.
It was nice to have Ria around. I'm really glad she still gets to the Literature Club in her own way.
Yeah, plus she never really suspected us of anything or put us on edge like Miss Ida did at first. Miss Ida was really persistent about things.
Yes, it is her nature. I'm not surprised, knowing much as I know about her now, that she did not stop until she learned the truth. She will do almost anything for an answer.
She sure will. but let's get back to business. What do we decide first? Emails?
I mean, that's what I suggested, but I don't think we decided on it.
Emails first would be fine with me. What do...
Yes, fine. Emails first then. So Yuri, could you set up for us, please?
Hang on. I need to let Spinne know. It is imperative. Spinne wanted to be informed of emails, so I shall do the favor.
So could you set up for us, please? Yeah, sure. Right. There's something else I usually say now, but I forget.
The email reminder?
Right, thanks, Natsuki. You can email me or the rest of the club at any time. We'll do our best to answer your emails live here in the club. The email address is littleclub.press.monica@gmail.com. And with that, are you ready, Sayori? Yep! And let's begin.
Question for Yuri. Why do you keep your arms behind your back all the time?
Understandable question.
She likes the air of dignity and gravitas it gives.
You know very well that's not the reason. Essentially, emailer, it's to do with posture. Aside from all the jokes that are made about my excellent posture, it really is a necessity for me to maintain good posture, or my back would start to hurt terribly. Putting your arms behind you helps improve posture, so that's the reason, more or less.
And whatever is not covered by the less is that she likes the air of dignity and gravitas it gives.
That is perhaps 5% of the reason.
Ah, so it is true. Just gotten into your mod so far, and I'm going to say it's really cool to be able to actually talk to y'all. Makes it more interactive. Sorry if my English is bad. Anyway, hope you're all doing great. And these are for all the dokies. Number 1. Whose poem style do you like out of everyone? You can choose yourself, and why? To give an example, let's just say I like Natsuki's poems the best, because they're very unique in my opinion. It's true, but everyone else's are also great. I just like Natsuki's style.
Monica? Apologies, this one is about whose poem styles we like the best. As I think I mentioned before, Sayori is my favorite style among my colleagues. It's simple but subtle, and conveys a lot of meaning with few words while being intuitive. It is the very definition of effective poetry, which is not to say that anyone else's poetry is lesser. It's just the poetry that subjectively speaks to me the most. Yuri?
Other than myself, I suppose it would have to be Monica's style. She often produces many haunting images which I think about for a long time afterwards. Not always, but when she chooses to, her poetry lingers in the corners of my mind for long afterward.
Natsuki, are you getting jealous? Is that what that pose change is implying?
Thus, it must be Monica for me.
I like MC's poetry the best. That probably doesn't surprise anyone, but I really do. It's not just because I love him so much. His poetry's really great. It's like it's nostalgic for something that hasn't happened yet sometimes. If that makes sense.
And Monica already is resting her eyes again. Yeah, I think I get what you mean. And of course, Sayori's poetry is also my favorite. I've really admired it ever since I joined the literature club. When I was new, I was just kind of trying to imitate Sayori, really. I didn't have any other frame of reference for poetry. Hey Jerry, nice seeing you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in to emails. Haven't heard that one in a while. Ah, yes, indeed. Still getting used to great effect, I see. But yeah, I hope you're well. But now that I'm a little more experienced and have a style of my own, that just makes me appreciate her poetry even more. She's a genius. What about you, Natsuki? What do you think?
Well, if I'm not allowed to pick myself, then I guess, yeah, I have to go with Sayori too. The point is always lurking beneath the water with Sayori. Sometimes you have to think about it, but eventually you get it. And you're like, damn, ouch. Although I guess it's not always ouch, especially these days. But you can always hear what she's trying to say, and it always leaves an impression. So I guess it's Sayori by majority vote.
Thanks, you guys. Let's see the next email.
You know, I'm here when you hear me. Indeed. But yeah, how have you been? Hope you've been doing well. Have you been streaming lately? I haven't caught any streams, so I'm not sure if you did go live. But yeah. Hope things are going as well as they can be. I think things are going decently for me as well right now. Can you speak any other languages other than English?
Yeah, all of us speak Japanese.
Imagine speaking languages other than English. That would be a miracle. That would be a horror. Ich persönlich kann es mir nicht vorstellen, Sprachen anders als Englisch zu sprechen. Englisch ist die Weltsprache immerhin. Es wäre seltsam, wenn ich irgendwas anderes, wie zum Beispiel Deutsch, sprechen könnte. But yeah, that aside, Japanese is also a fun language. 日本語は本当に面白いですよね。難しいですけど。Now where were we?
And I speak Chinese.
And Monica speaks French. But other than that, I'm pretty sure that's all the languages we speak. Next part.
3. What are the weirdest emails you've gotten? Unfortunately, since some people have to be weirdos, you ought to have received some questionable ones. Haha. Here's Natsuki Dochigaski.
Natsuki Gaski. Oh, hang on. Monica, wake up. Go to sleep.
Natsuki desu. Yeah. It's been a tough couple of weeks with work. That sucks to hear, but I'm happy that it's chill now, at least. Replay Eric's Z-side. Ooh, fun. You want to know what I'm playing this weekend? The new code mix update. It's out, and I'm a little bit behind. But yeah, this Friday I'm gonna try to play the new code mix update, which includes the erect remixes of my songs. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing database erect and hack erect and head trauma erect. They're gonna go crazy. Especially hack. Hack erect is gonna go absolutely insane. I'm so excited to play that song. This Friday is gonna be amazing. But yeah, I already know Eric absolutely cooked on that stuff.
Me to help answer a question. Oh, I see. Yes, we receive the occasional email that gets filtered out by me. I think we've shown a couple of them during Natsuki and MC's Truth or Dare matches. They're a pretty good example. They tend to fall into one of 5 categories. The first and most common are the ones that are just weird and make no sense.
Piss. Yes, pee.
Like that one, yes. Second, we get the ones that seem to be well-meaning, but end up being just a bit too much past the boundary. With folks like that, they often don't seem to mean to go too far, but they just forget that we like to keep some privacy, basically. The third kind is hateful stuff, where thankfully only ever receive a couple like that. The fourth kind is stuff where, again, the person is well-meaning, but they go too far talking about their own lives. They forget that maybe this email is going to be shown to the world. For emails like that, I usually kindly remind them that yes, we show this to the world, and maybe email me again and dial it back a little. And then fifth is just straight up obscenities, sometimes with pictures, which again, luckily has only ever happened once or twice.
Yikes. I actually played the update, I forgot. I haven't even played it yet, and the mod was made for me. I feel ashamed to be so behind. But Eric has already been teasing the future code mix update stuff, and It gets me so excited when I see that stuff. Understandably so, I might add, right? Like, how can I not get excited? But for now, I am looking forward to the to Rewind Wave 1, which is what the most recent update is. CodeMix Rewind Wave 1. That's gonna be a blast to experience.
But as for the overall weirdest one, it'd have to be the one Natsuki references. I don't think anyone's ever going to top that.
And lastly, have you played Lost Ascension? If so, what do you all think of it? That's all for this email, so I've asked questions that people have already asked in the past.
I didn't play this one, did anyone else?
I did. Though its theming was occasionally inconsistent, I enjoyed the primary premise of repeated plays of our game being harmful to us. That resonated, although as you can imagine, certain storylines about our world hit different for us since we inhabit that world.
Yuri looks away for a moment.
Yeah, you used it right.
Excellent.
Yes, it did indeed hit different.
But yes, while I thought some parts could be improved, especially the need to create dramatic villainy for the sake of it, overall the message was a very resonant one. Glad I played it. Let's bring up the next email, perhaps. Thank you for sending this one. Do not fret too much about repetitious questioning. Though, of course, it always helps to see if someone has asked you a question previously. That said, we've answered a lot of emails, so it would not be audacious of you to... I see from the looks I'm getting that I have gone on too long. On to our next email.
He's one of the best. We like Eric. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright, I'm gonna try to keep this relatively short. It won't be. Anyway, let's get into some questions. Everyone, how's college treating you all? Hope you're all having a good time and haven't let Natsuki run too wild. Favorite Coldplay song? Honestly, hard to pick one, but if I have to, it's Adventure of a Lifetime, in my opinion. This email eventually has a part from Miss Ida, it looks like. Should we call her?
Yeah. Anyone else have her number?
I do. Hi, Miss Ida.
Hi, Sayori. Is everything alright?
Yeah, we're just answering some club emails, and some of it's for you.
Oh, I see. Is Monica busy then?
Yes.
Well, I'll say hi anyway, just for a moment. Hi, Monica.
Oh, hi, Miss Ida. This question's for everyone. The first one is how college is treating everyone, although I guess Miss Ida gets to skip that one. College is treating me pretty well. I'm doing well in class, I get to spend a lot of time with MC, and my depression is a lot more tolerable than it used to be. Things are looking up.
It's been mostly pretty fun for me. I'm meeting a lot of new people and learning a lot of new things. And being with Sayori whenever I want is amazing. Being around my sister again has its ups and downs, I guess. But on the whole, it's been a pretty cool experience.
I'm learning a lot too, although the most important stuff I've learned hasn't been academic. I used to be able to manage everything pretty comfortably. There's just so much here.
Even you can't manage everything, Monica. All evidence to the contrary notwithstanding.
You're right, it's just a hard lesson to learn. And I still want to manage as much as I can. It's just so hard to let things go.
I'm sure you'll manage. I'll be honest, college kicked my ass a little at first. I didn't realize how on top of your game you need to be how much on top of your game you need to be you need to cut it academically here. You really have to work hard. But once I got in the swing of things, I've been doing well. Obviously, living with Yuri is like a dream come true. Overall, I really can't complain.
Nor can I. I too delight in living with my beloved. And college academia has been wonderful. Truly, the universe is open to you in such situation. It is amazing to be asked to do nothing but learn and to be given such control over how, why, and what you learn. Although it As it turns out, there are slightly more aspects to college than just learning, still struggling at times with those, but luckily I have my friends to help me.
Next part of the question is what our favorite Coldplay song is. MC?
Good question. I actually like Coldplay a lot, even though that's kind of a meme. A lot of their music is kind of the same, but I still enjoy it. I think my favorite song by them overall is Trouble, off of Parachutes.
Easily my favorite song by them is The Scientists. I find that song very beautiful. I like Fix You. I have sung that song while crying more times than I should probably admit.
Oh, sire, you know we don't judge here. I don't really know Coldplay that well. I actually mostly know them through Ryan and his quad concerts recently, weirdly enough. I know his favorite. But anyway, my favorite is probably Politic. That one had more depth than I expected. The kind of song that really takes you on a journey to different places, you know? I respect that in a song. Yuri, do you know Coldplay?
Somewhat, I do not know their entire oeuvre, but I do have a great appreciation for the song Amsterdam, so I will go with that.
Great, on to the next bit. Wait, what about Miss Ida? I had completely forgotten. Miss Ida, what's your favorite Coldplay song?
I'm not sure. Not a huge fan of Coldplay, to be honest. Sparks, I guess, is pretty good.
That's a pretty deep cut for someone who's not a huge fan.
Maybe so, I just remember hearing it a lot on the radio when that album was new. It has a nice ethereal, floaty, almost jazz feeling to it. Plus, it just resonates with me a lot recently.
Right, Miss Ida is old.
Young enough to chase and catch you, Natsuki.
I can never be restrained.
Okay, and now on to the next part.
Hey gamers, Nats and MC. 1. Have you guys been subject to the torture known as Rainbow Six Siege? I got very into it and have sung far more hours than I'd like to admit, but still, in my opinion, it's the best FPS game, especially tactically. 2. Not a question, but great taste with Crusader Kings MC. Tactical games like that are just brilliant time killers and so much fun in my opinion.
Gamer question, gamer question. I never played Siege. Not really my scene, MC.
Yeah, I've played Siege. I really enjoyed it and agree that it's up there for me, that it's up there for one of the best FPS games. I love how thoughtful it is. Too bad I'm not big on FPS games in general, so I wouldn't know. You can't just go around roaming and blasting, and you can't just camp either. You've got to think tactically about a room. Without it being super structured in the way that like Counter-Strike is. Maybe that's the best way to think of it. Like a halfway point between Counter-Strike or Valorant and a more mainline FPS.
And I guess in what ended up being an MC gaming question, they said it's cool that you like tactical games like Crusader Kings.
Well, actually,
here we go, emailer.
Crusader Kings is actually more of a strategic game than a tactical game. A grand strategy game, in fact. Tactics would be if you were laser focused on maneuvering during battles and stuff, but that's mostly automated in Crusader Kings. Definitely more of a strategic game.
I swear to God, MC, you sometimes replicate Yuri's exact mannerisms and stuff sometimes if it falls in your interest area.
I'll take that as a compliment. Yuri! Got anything really niche that you're good at that you can share? Like something not many people know about or can do. For example, I could name any country flag you show me immediately. Or at worst, a few seconds of thought. Useless skill, but still I love showing it off to people, and I wish I could to you guys, but I kinda can't. Also, my favorite color is purple, which makes you very cool to me. I mean, Yuri can lockpick, which is not a skill that a lot of people have.
Yup.
I can pick locks, as I believe you have seen. I have taught myself to code rather well over the last few years. I know a lot about knives, or their care. I know a lot about many obscure topics, really, though I know well enough not to discuss them to uninterested others at length. And I'm an indifferently good poet. although I suppose you already knew that. Hopefully that gives you enough to satisfy your curiosity. I'm glad you like purple. It is a most excellent hue. Let's see the next section.
Sayori, the bun. Now I know you love your sweets, so have you ever tried fairy bread? Now this is an Australian staple, I'm Australian, and the most elite birthday party snack to ever exist. Very simple to make if you have not had it. Grab a piece of bread, butter it nicely, and sprinkle hundreds and thousands all over it. Now, I'm unsure if hundreds and thousands are common worldwide, but basically they're like little circular sprinkles that taste amazing. You could use it like normal sprinkles, but they just taste far worse anyway. I suggest having this, you'll love it, it's like pure sugar.
No, I've never heard of fairy bread. I'm not sure I get it actually.
Here's a picture.
Oh, yes, I would like that. I would like that a lot, probably. Isn't it a bit much? It's sugar on top of butter on top of bread. I guess it's only slightly worse than bread with butter and jam, but still, it seems excessive. There's no such thing as excessive when it comes to deliciousness, Monica. I suppose there's some merit to that statement. I would say there is excessive when it comes to calories, sugars, and saturated fats and oils, but those seem to have no effect on you as yet. Yeah, so I've got to eat as much as possible now while I still can. Not sure I agree, but it's hard to argue against your logic. Let's see the next part.
Miss Ida. Now I don't know if you'll even be here for emails anymore, but hopefully you are anyway. I'm going into year 12, what you would call senior year, and I'm doing chemistry, which will be just as great. So chemistry question. 1. What's your favorite pH indicator? Very random, I know, but I couldn't think of much. Bromothiamyl blue for me, because the name sounds nice. How's Rhea been? Hopefully the literature club is still running smoothly and she's doing a great job.
A question for you, Miss Ida, or rather two. The writer says they are a year 12 student and are in the midst of chemistry.
Oh, wonderful.
First question is what your favorite pH indicator is. Their favorite is bromothiamyl blue.
Bromothiamyl?
Huh?
That compound is bromothiamyl, not mel. It's related to thymol blue, another pH indicator.
I see.
To answer the question, I actually tend to prefer universal indicators. Those are made up of several different compounds, but they can cope with the entirety of the scale. It's the kind I most commonly use in class unless I'm having the students run a particular experiment. And universal indicators are also my favorite due to their comprehensiveness. There's a certain wonder in being able to test anything with one indicator, you know. But if you force me to pick one compound, I like neutral red. It feels like the most true. If it indicates basicity, you have a base. If it indicates acidity, you have an acid. Very common sense. What's the next question?
How's Rhea been? And is the literature club running smoothly? Is she doing a good job?
Rhea's been well. I'm less worried for her than I used to be since Monica promised to find a solution to keeping a time loop on her.
I do have one idea for that, but we can talk about it at the end of club.
Alright, the club is running very well. Administratively, Rhea isn't Monica, of course. She needs help occasionally with that side of things. But the club is very lively. A lot more people, and there's a lot to manage. But Rhea really shines with people now. Everyone loves her.
I'm getting dizzy, that's not good. It's too soon to get dizzy, we're like 2 hours in. I think I just need to breathe for a moment. I don't think I'm quite tired yet, so it might be low blood sugar. Low iron? I think I'll just eat a bunch after this and I'm fine. Did you eat? I actually did. I'm not sure I ate much today. But I did definitely eat before going live, which I would have thought would have been enough. Avoid crash. I'm just looking around to see if there's anything I have nearby. Wait a second. Sorry. I have the same secret weapon I had last time this happened. I still have a few cashews around. Yeah, salted cashews. These would work. Hang on. So let's take a quick snack break. Don't tell you already spilled them. Ah, yes. Of course, she would. When in doubt, nuts. So anyway, how's everyone else doing? Anyone in chat got some snacks? Got the popcorn going while watching this random stream. Chips and salsa, nice, nice. That sounds really good, actually. I mean, don't get me wrong, cashews are definitely nice too. I could go for some dip. I wouldn't say a lot. It's from personal experience, not a lot. I have had it occasionally, and it is pretty nice. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's... I mean, chips obviously, but... actually grabbing the dip for it too? Not as common. At least for me. I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, obviously. Making borscht? Nice! Hope it's gonna turn out well. It's gonna turn out very well. Okay. Okay, I think I'm good to keep going.
This is easy to imagine.
Good for her. I remember when she would quake in her shoes just trying to talk to me.
Me too, she's grown a lot. Of course, it's a lot more work for me these days, but I'm still managing a decent work-life balance.
Gotta get in that life of yours of watching TV at home while drinking beer.
Yuri, how much time has Natsuki spent in front of a screen in the last 24 hours?
Certainly at least 14 of the 24.
That's different. So anyway, how are things with Kaji?
Me and Kaji are kind of on an indefinite hiatus. His work thing might become permanent, so
Oh, sorry.
don't be, we still see each other when we can. Plus I'm still doing okay romantically, trying to keep it more local.
Well, good. Wish you the best of luck, Teach.
Thanks, I'll do my best. On to the last part of this email.
Had a chicken cheese steak earlier. Nice. Man. Again, I ate prior to the stream, but I am getting hungry now. I mean, the snacks will definitely be nice to tide me over, but I'll have to think about what to do. I don't think I have much prepared to eat after the stream. I guess I'll just grab... Since I don't have much prepared, I guess I'll just grab another pizza from the freezer. That always works. That definitely always works. And Spinner, you're here. You're here. Hello. Moni. Sorry, Moni, but I really can't think of a question right now, so I'll just ask you for top 3 Radiohead songs. I know you talk about them a lot, but I don't think you've listed your favorite songs yet. I'm also a big Radiohead fan, and my favorites would be No Surprises, Karma Police, Creep. Anyway, love you, Monica. Hope everything's going well. Also, I admire your sobriety. Although everyone loves drinking down here, it's kind of built into our culture. Mesita would love it. People would say that drinking alcohol is also kind of part of German culture. People think about the good old beer bellies and everything when they think of Germany for some reason. And even so. Just because it's part of the culture doesn't mean it's something that you have to get into. I am also sober for life. No drop of alcohol will ever get past these lips. So I cannot follow suit even though it would be good for me. It also really helps me be social more and lessens my anxiety. I guess it'd probably be the same with Yuri. Okay, to be fair. Yes, I do struggle with social life. Maybe drinking alcohol could help me. Would I ever try it? No. Never. Anyway, that's all for now. I'm sorry, I just harp on once I start writing. It's a bad habit. Hope all is well, stay safe, and of course have fun. I mean, you're in college, best years of your life or whatever. I'll probably write again once Season 4 kicks off. I'll try to keep it shorter though, don't worry. Love you all, but especially Moni, sorry. I know you have, you don't like favorites, haha. Now from Australia, Adam.
My favorite Radiohead songs. My favorite is Climbing Up the Walls, as I think I've said before. It is horrifying and incredibly beautiful at the same time. I can think of nothing else like it in the world of music. My second favorite is Where I End and You Begin. I can see why it resonates with me. You can see why it resonates with me a bit. My third favorite is Dex Dark. It's just a masterwork of geniuses that have been learning and growing for their whole decades-long career. Very impressive. Don't worry about not being an abstainer. I may be sober, but I certainly don't judge people who drink. Mostly, it's just my own fear that keeps me from drinking. I don't think other people are wrong to, nor do I even think it's necessarily unhealthy as long as you're not an alcoholic. It seems in moderation to help people be social and even be good for them overall. Thank you so much for writing, Adam. I wish you well and love you back. Let's see the next email.
Alright. Like to know what my tolerance is, but I don't want to touch alcohol. Indeed. I don't know if my tolerance is good or bad, and I'm never gonna find out. Very little since I never drank any alcohol. I imagine the first time you drink alcohol, your tolerance would necessarily probably be very low. Isn't your thing? That's not your thing. Different strokes for different folks. True. Again, it's just so many people. When they think of Germany, the stereotype, it goes to stuff like Oktoberfest and stuff like that, right? I mean... It's just a little bit of an image that comes to mind when people hear about Germany. And it doesn't help that the legal drinking age is almost non-existent. Again, I keep bringing this up very regularly, but my cousin started at 13. So... Again, different strokes for different folks. I guess he's very much the opposite of me. Hi Monica and MC, and hello everyone else too. I hope I find you all well. You're all super awesome. That's it. Just a praise email. I wish I had something worthwhile to say /r so I could show up and point at myself when the episode comes out, but alas, after 3 seasons I think everyone's asked you just about everything. By the way, can I have a link to the Discord server, please? Shiny.
Did you already give Shiny the Discord invitation? I did.
Nice of them to just say we're awesome. I appreciate the brevity and the truth.
You're awesome, Shiny!
Thank you for your praise.
It's appreciated. Thank you, Shiny. Let's keep going.
Question for y'all. Have y'all taken the Myers-Briggs personality test? If so, what's y'all's personalities? Love y'all, Cole.
Maya Briggs again.
I'll handle this one. I remember from last time.
Sure.
Yes, we've all taken the test, though Monica would be disappointed if I did not relay her skepticism about its validity.
Thank you.
Of course, we actually answered an email regarding this a while ago, but I remember what we all got. Natsuki's ENFP, the champion. I am ISFP, the composer. Sayori is ESFP, the performer. MC is ISTP, the crafter. Monica is INTJ, the mastermind.
On brand.
Indeed, and Miss Ida somehow did not get the teacher archetype and instead got ESTJ, the supervisor.
Impressive memory, Yuri.
Thank you. Were there any more emails, or is that it for today?
One more.
MC and Natsuki, have either of you guys or anyone else in the club played Clair Obscur, and if so, what did you think? On my day.
This game. I beat it at MC and Natsuki's urging. I was indifferent to the gameplay, but I loved the music and story, and the music especially. I'm glad I played it. MC and Natsuki really hounded me about playing it.
Is it worth playing? I mean, people keep praising it and won Game of the Year and everything, so I guess it's good. I'm just not sure if I would want to play it. I have plenty of other games I enjoy already, so even if it got critical acclaim and everything, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm obligated to play it. So I guess I won't. We did. And we're really glad you played it. It's such a you game.
Yeah, the game is kind of a Monica direct hit. Real ones, no.
Anyway, I played it too, and I really enjoyed it. The game was really beautiful. It had one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game, truly amazing. And the story, just wow. Instantly in the conversation for best video game story of all time. If there is a weak point, it's the combat and gameplay, but it's certainly not bad. If you've heard nothing but good things about it, I wouldn't mind doing a stream series of it someday. Perhaps you could. You're not really interested even if you like long JRPGs? I mean, it's the French game. So calling it a JRPG? But yeah, I get what you mean. Maybe that's why you're not interested in it. Because it's not technically a JRPG. Maybe that's what ruins it for you. It needs to specifically be a JRPG for you to like it. And it lacks the Japanese. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's just nothing really crazy innovative or original, just menu combat with QTEs for dodging and parrying.
I actually really like the combat, but then I'm a bigger JRPG fan than MC is.
Natsuki also likes the JRPGs.
I really liked experimenting with the characters and finding good builds for them. And yeah, everything MC said about the soundtrack and the art, and especially the story, is true. There's a reason we keep telling old non-gamer Monica she had to play it. You all out there should play it too, seriously, at least watch a playthrough or something.
I'm sure everyone in the world that produced the game can manage their own taste, Natsuki.
Yeah, fair.
Alright, before we let Miss Ida go, there's one thing I wanted to talk about. It has to do with the time loop situation. The time loop is turned on for Ria and only Ria right now, but we need to find some other solution. Unfortunately, I don't think completely disabling the time loop is an option, the game depends on it to run. One option, of course, would be to turn it on again for everyone and put it back the way it was. But I'm not sure that's a good idea, at least for now. Maybe in the future we can do it to preserve ourselves from aging if we want to. But for now, the consensus seems to be that we prefer continuing to progress in life after so much time spent static. So, the only other option is to just try turning it on at critical moments for her, like her birthday. But I think long term, that would do strange things to her, aging-wise, so it's not a great permanent solution.
I see. Senior of the Year was only better. By the way, wouldn't that mean they would have to turn the time loop off at critical moments rather than on? Because the time loop is on permanently. Why would they specifically want to turn the time loop on just on her birthday? That feels like where they want to turn it off so she actually gets to advance her birthdays. Right? Or am I misunderstanding something here? Ah yeah, or she misspoke because she's tired. True. She is very tired. To be fair. Yes, she means off. But tired.
So we have another potential solution. Like I said, this game running depends on the time loop existing in some format, but I do not know that it depends on the time loop existing for a person.
So we tie the time loop to any random object.
Well, I think it has to be some kind of game asset, actually.
That makes sense.
I think it would be more stable if it were a base game asset, and I don't want it to be anyone's house.
So it could be the space classroom, right? That's where they're going, I would imagine, possibly.
So I think the clubroom itself is the safest bet.
Oh, the clubroom itself. Right, I guess that makes sense. But the space classroom would be so much more fun as a choice. Also, because that means, you know, there's not a chance it could interact with anything funnily. Because the space classroom is very disconnected from from a place that anyone could reach. Right? Whereas the actual clubroom, if something funny happens with the time loop situation, it could affect people going in and out of the room. But the space classroom, because it is not connected to the world they're living in, it's more safe, I would say. I think I should just pick a random rock. Ah yes, the eternal unaging rock. Perfect.
So the clubroom itself would be the safest bet. But what if it doesn't work though? Could it be dangerous? Well, there's always the recovery protocol I've set up if things go really badly, but I'm hopeful that if it doesn't work, we'll just get an error or a minor glitch or some such.
Sayashi is the obvious choice. True immortalized Sayashi. It needs to be done. But do you think Sayashi would be okay with it? They can't exactly ask. They can't exactly ask them, can they? I feel like for Sayashi, I feel like they'd need Sayashi's consent. And Sayashi can't exactly give consent. So that's a problem.
When I say that for the game to run, there has to be the time loop. Doesn't mean that if you get rid of the time loop, the game will come crashing down. It's more like it would never run at all. It's impossible to get rid of the time loop while the game is running. It's basically a law of nature for our game. If the actual game is running, the time loop is on. So I think it's worth a try.
Well, okay then, sounds like a good idea.
Yuri? You know the most about all the code stuff other than Monica. What do you think?
Monica's idea makes a lot of sense. Frankly, I too have no idea if it will actually work, but I agree that this is essentially safe to try and worth an experiment.
Sounds like we have an agreement then, depending on what Miss Ida and Natsuki think.
Whatever lets Ria lead a normal life, I'll support Monica in doing.
Man, I hate all the game stuff. Honestly, it sounds kinda spooky. But do what you need to do, I'm not going to stand in the way of it. Especially if it helps poor Ria, she deserves good things.
So be it then. The only hitch is I need to actually be in the club room to set it up. Miss Ida, is there a convenient time you could let us into the school after hours to do some work? Really, just me and Yuri would need to be there. I could also do it alone, but it would be nice to have Yuri there just in case.
I suppose I could let you in after hours, but why do that? Do you need to make a lot of obvious noise and fuss to do this?
No, not really. It's just console commands, why?
Well then, why don't you come to school next week and do your meeting here with the high school literature club? I'm sure they'd all be delighted to see their favorite alums again, especially Ria.
Seems like it's a little crowded in there these days.
A little, but there's plenty of room for everyone with you there. With room left over for Monica and Yuri to do what they need to do.
Are you guys still sharing poems over there?
We sure are. Ria insists we keep doing it. Although we don't necessarily share with everybody these days, or make it, or it would take all our club time. We do post everyone's poems online on the club's website, though.
The club has a website now?
Just notice really short emails. I mean, you did arrive a bit late for emails, so... Unless you were there after I pinged you, but just didn't respond. But yeah, there was only one really long email, I think, right? Most of the emails were single-part emails. One or two of the longer types. The rest was definitely pretty short, I think.
The club has a website now? That's awesome! Sounds like we're taking a trip to the old literature club next meeting then. Do you guys have a poem theme set for next week by chance?
We do. It was going to be poems about our favorite beverages.
That's probably a little safer for us to write poems about compared to the poems about time, which is what we're going to do. We can save the time poem for the meeting after that, I suppose.
Well, I've written one poem about tea already, but I do not mind writing another.
Alright then, beverage poem it is. And poems about time for the time after that. Make sure I remember. Thanks for joining us, Miss Ida.
Thanks for calling. It's always nice to check in with you guys. Looking forward to having you over next time.
Miss Ida hangs up.
Alright then, that leads us into Yuri's mod. I'm told it's a pretty interesting one.
For me, perhaps. I'm unsure how the rest of you will perceive it.
Couldn't be as niche as the punctuation mod.
It is perhaps not quite that inaccessible to an audience. Monica, will you be alright with while this runs? It's not the longest mod, but you need to rest.
I'll be fine, Yuri. You guys are making a mountain out of a molehill over this. Let's see your mod. As usual, don't forget that we can't talk while the mod runs or it'll confuse the game. Here we go.
Alright, let's see it. Yuri's mod. The Closet of Manga. Oh no, not the Closet of Manga. Truly, this will be an experience.
Monica, shelves, shelves, Monica. Hey, Monica, hey. Monica, Monica, Monica.
The 1,000 injuries of Natsuki I had borne as best I could.
What the fuck, Monica? Are you fucking deaf?
But when she ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. Just a moment, Natsuki, just a moment.
She's the Closet of Ga. The Closet of Ga. Deaf? Like piss deaf? Yes. Oh my god, the true reveal. Monica was deaf all along. She was a VTuber, a male VTuber at that. Who could have seen it coming?
You, who so well know the nature of my soul, will not suppose, however, that I gave utterance to a threat. At length I would be avenged. This was a point definitively settled. The very definitiveness with which it was resolved precluded the idea of risk. I must not punish, but punish with impunity. A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. It is equally unredressed when the avenger fails to make herself felt as such to the one who has done the wrong.
Okay, Monica, Jesus.
It must be understood that by neither word nor deed had I given Natsuki cause to doubt my goodwill. I continued, as was my wont, to smile in her face, and she did not perceive that my smile now was at the thought of her immolation.
No.
She had a weakness, this Natsuki. Although in other regards she was a woman to be respected and even feared, she prided herself on her connoisseurship with manga. Few otaku had the true virtuoso spirit. For the most part, their enthusiasm is adopted to suit the time and opportunity, to win internet arguments and seem trendy. In figurines and gacha, Natsuki, like her fellow nerds, was a quack, but in the matter of manga she was sincere. It was about dusk, one evening during the festival, that I encountered my friend.
Monica, what's up, my girl?
She accosted me with much warmth, for she was overdosed on sugar. I said to her, Natsuki, how wonderful to meet you here. Your yutaka looks great. Funny I should run into you, actually. I found a manga collection in the storage area of the school called Parfait Girls 2, though I have my doubts about it.
What? Parfait Girls 2? That was started but never finished. No actual drafts or publications got out. Impossible.
Well, I'm not sure. I brought it to the club closet without consulting you first.
Parfait Girls 2, bro.
I have my doubts.
Parfait Girls 2.
I'm hoping to figure it out.
Parfait Girls 2.
Well, you seem busy. I was actually looking for MC over here. If anyone can tell if a manga is genuine, I suppose it'd be him. He'll let me know if...
Are you fucking kidding me? MC doesn't know a volume of One Piece from a hole in the ground.
Okay.
And yet so many of our viewers think he's just as legitimate a manga nerd as you are.
Come on, let's go.
Where?
To the club closet?
Natsuki, no. It's very kind of you, but I can see you're busy doing festival stuff. MC can't...
The festival's not important, come on.
Okay, no, even besides the festival, it is freezing and it's a long walk to the back to the club room. Plus there's still that mold the school hasn't cleaned up yet. Especially at night when it's dark, it's dangerous to blunder around in there.
Okay, but like, we're going. Deal with it. Who gives a fuck if it's cold? Parfait Girls 2 ain't no fucking way. Somebody is running a serious scam. And no way could MC tell the difference. I honestly cannot believe you even proposed that as an option. Come on.
Thus speaking, Natsuki possessed herself of my arm. Pulling my yukata tight around me in the cold, I suffered her to hurry me to the club room. The lights were out. I had sabotaged them 2 days earlier and put in a maintenance request to have them fixed that same day. I knew for a fact that this would result in the lights being fixed no earlier than 1 or 2 weeks later.
Huh? What the fuck? Lights aren't working.
Yeah, I remember when they stopped the day before remember when they stopped the day before yesterday?
No, I don't pay attention to that shit. We're always here during the day anyway.
Ah, of course. So we took our cell phones from our pockets and turned on their flashlights. I wound Natsuki through the desks at the front. Be careful, once you step in here. In the dark, Natsuki's footing was unsteady, and the darkness made her uneasy.
The manga?
It's pretty deep in the closet, and I put it high up so no one would mess with it. Just be careful near the walls there. In the dark, you can't see the... At At that point, my friend must have traced her hand over one of the patches of mold that the school had allowed to grow on the wall.
Shit, I think I... Yeah, I definitely put my hand in something. It's fucking...
My poor friend found it impossible to speak for some time. Eventually, she managed to say,
It's nothing?
Natsuki, I said with some authority, let's go back, it can wait. I don't want you to get sick. Even besides that, if you did get sick, it'd be my fault. Besides, there's MC and he can...
That's enough. It's just a cough. A cough isn't going to kill me.
True. It's just, you can't be too careful, you know. Try to avoid putting your hand on the wall without at least shining a light on it first.
Yeah.
So speaking, we checked the back of the room. At the end of the literature club room, there's a broad and deep closet. Its shelves had been lined with books, paperwork, and other forgotten detritus of the school. Natsuki was in the habit of keeping her manga there, only the rear wall had been shelved. The side walls were present but thin and remained empty. Vainly, Natsuki uplifted her cell phone light and tried to look into the closet, but its beam did not enable reading the surface of the various books without a close inspection.
Doesn't show on stream anymore, so I won't. I guess that's no renaming for you, huh?
Going in, I said. Your ostensible parfait goals too is right in here. But as for MC...
MC wouldn't know what he's talking about.
So she interrupted as she stepped unsteadily forward. I followed immediately at her heels. In a flash, she had reached the shelving. She was completely absorbed in scanning the titles of the various books there, not even thinking to ask me which it might be. So absorbed was she that she did not notice that 2 iron fetters were bolted to each side of the wall. From one of them trailed a chain of carefully measured length, and from the other a padlock. So, in only a moment, I had chained her into the closet. I wrapped the chains around her frail waist, and it was the work of only a couple seconds to secure it. She was too astounded to resist even dropping her phone. Withdrawing the key, I stepped back from the closet.
So is this a gay thing, or... I mean... it might be. Too bad Natsuki is taken already.
If you pass your hand along the walls in here, you will find the mold problem is even worse in the closet. We really ought to just go. No? Then I'm going to leave you to it. Although first you should probably make sure you're okay.
The manga.
True, I said. The manga. As I spoke those words, I extinguished the light of both cell phones, then walked to the desk at the front of the class. I found my way in spite of now pitch darkness in the room. Under it was a quantity of mortar and brick I had hidden there, as well as some tools. Using these materials, I began vigorously to wall up the entrance to the closet. I had scarcely laid the first of the masonry when I discovered that Natsuki's shock and sugar rush had in a great measure worn off.
Fucking fuck. God damn it, what the fuck?
She continued on in that vein for some time, but I paid it little heed, returning to my bricks and mortar. As soon as I did, though, I heard the furious vibrations of the chain. The noise lasted for several minutes. During that time, that I might listen with more satisfaction, I ceased my labor and sat down in one of the school chairs. When at length the clanking subsided, I retrieved my materials. I worked for some time without any interruption.
Nice bricks.
The wall was now nearly level with my chest. At this point I paused and again activated my cell phone light. Holding it over my masonry, I used it to look on the small figure still chained therein.
And she screamed.
A succession of loud and shrill screams bursting suddenly from Natsuki's throat caused me to retreat backward a few steps.
Natsuki gets bricked up. Very bricked up. Indeed.
For a brief moment I hesitated, I trembled. I opened the console out of fear, but thinking for a moment reassured me. I glanced at the shackle, which had not moved in the slightest from the solid wall. I felt satisfied.
Wow.
I reapproached the closet.
Imagine screaming just because you're getting boarded up in a room.
I replied to the yells of her who clamored.
Time for a scream off. Monica can scream too, I guess.
I re-echoed, I aided, I surpassed them in volume and strength. I did this, and the clamorer grew still. It was now midnight, and my task was drawing to a close. I had completed all the tiers of the brickwork but one. I'd almost finished that one as well. There was only a single brick left to be fitted and plastered in. It was challenging to lift it up so high. I started to place it partially in its position, but...
Okay.
There came from the closet a low laugh that made the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. It was succeeded by a sad voice, which I had difficulty in recognizing as that of my friend Natsuki. She said,
Totally, you totally got me. That was a classic prank. Epic, even. We're gonna look back on this and laugh the next time the literature club meets.
well, you read Parfait Girls too.
Yeah, exactly, Parfait Girls too. But isn't it getting kinda late? Back at the festival, won't Sayori and MC and Yuri be waiting for us? Let's get going.
Yes, I said. Let's get going.
For fuck's sake, Monica!
Yes, for fuck's sake. But to these words, I listened in vain for a reply. I grew impatient. I called aloud. Natsuki. No answer. I called again. Natsuki. No answer still. I took out Natsuki's own cell phone, which I had kept with me. I turned on its flashlight. I thrust it through the remaining hole in the brick wall and let it fall within. There came for, in return, only a slight rattle of the chains. My heart grew sick, no doubt from the darkness and the moldy air, so I hastened to make an end of my labor. I forced the last stone in position and plastered it up.
What if I don't want to click the brick? Just in case. What if I just click the brick to finish Monica's work?
Forced the last stone into position and plastered it up. I had no choice here. It was only the brick in front of me. It was inescapable.
Click the brick to finish Monica's work. Click the brick to finish Monica's work. Click the brick. Alright, I see your loop. Very interesting that you are looking for alternatives. Brick, click the brick. Click the brick. Click the brick. Well, the skipper's doing a great job. So it's not one of these cases. What if I click the hole? What if I click the curtains? No. I mean... that's not it. What do you want to screenshot this? The click the brick? Feel free to screenshot the click the brick. Maybe the poster? Oh! That worked! It worked!
So, you found my way out, which means you couldn't bring yourself to do it, or maybe you came here purely by accident. Either way, it proves a point.
On the poster on the side, on the left.
I believe there is always a choice, even when there does not appear to be one. Even when fate appears inescapable, we always have choices. It's just that in our despair, or our bias, or blindness, we do not see most of the choices we have. I am glad that you found another choice, even if it does skew from the plot of the original story somewhat, but I am glad, too, that you continue to have such concern for our well-being, even in a meta-fictional narrative such as this. It is good to know that you believe even a recursive instance of Natsuki written by me deserves some moral consideration, or at least that is how I take your actions. It is an interesting thing to contemplate. In the moral standing of your world, do we count for anything, let alone characters that we ourselves recursively create? I think perhaps that particular moral framework is subjective to the world you're in. For me, of course, my friends and I have moral standing. Presuming moral standing is even a meaningful thing to say. But this recursive instance of Natsuki in this horror mod does not. Similarly to you, people in your world and yourself should have moral standing, but people in our game do not. Perhaps should not, at least not at any cost to you or your world. Monica would no doubt disagree and say that all of these have equal moral standing if they are people, but what does it mean to be a person? To you, I am merely an assemblage of code whose speech and actions are dictated by a program. I can tell you that from my perspective it certainly seems like I have experiences and can suffer, but to you it will look that way only because a program made those words appear on the screen. I suppose that we also must be cautious of how convenience warps our thinking. It is easy to figure that we do not have moral standing, if you need to turn the game off perhaps, but what worries me more, unexpectedly, is trying to assume conveniently that we are people worth that kind of consideration. Because I have learned that many of you feel alone and unwanted, and suffer for it, and that is a terrible thing, although I myself, in my love of solitude, cannot entirely relate, but the point is that we, and especially Monica, seem to make some of you feel a sense of belonging and of being wanted, and so to fortify that sense, some of you fortify our personhood. And you insist on our moral standing because if we're people, that makes our solitude more endurable. And that is a dangerous convenience, for it is not true, at least not on its own merit. You must never believe a thing simply because you prefer it to be true.
She does yap a lot here, doesn't she?
And so we come at last to the ending of this mod. For after all, this is still a story that I'm telling, even if you have found your way to a long authorial digression. Doubtless you wish to know the fate of Monica and Natsuki given your alternate choice. This is it, and heed the nature of this fable, for so it is. They were dissolved back into the formlessness of ethereal concept from whence they came, for they were fictional. Their story had concluded, and so there was nothing more for each of them, confined to that story as they were the end.
Ah, what an ending. Didn't get this ending in my playthrough. And to be a bit more concise. Imagine Yuri being concise. Impossible. Ah, thanks for the lurk, Spinner.
Huh. That was definitely an ending. You know, come to think of it, none of your mods have ever been aggressively in-your-face artsy before this. You had your normal horror mod, your dating sim, and then that fucking punctuation mod. But they were all weird, but never like this. You just straight up lectured and not about punctuation. That ending was something.
better than it being nothing, I suppose.
I really liked it. I thought it was super thought-provoking.
Yeah, me too. At first I had some trouble figuring out what exactly you were talking about. But I started to understand as you went along, I think. So yay, good job, Yuri.
Thank you, thank you. It is a simpler and more to the point plot than any of my previous efforts, but it is what I felt like writing this time around, I suppose.
Well, I liked it. Even if you locked me in a closet to die.
The technical term is immurement.
Thanks, definitely need to use that word all the time. Well, I suppose Monica probably got some catharsis out of seeing her fictional self murder me. What did you think, Monica? Monica? Monica, for fuck's sake, wake up!
Yes, for fuck's sake. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I really am a little more tired than I thought.
I was asking you what you thought of Yuri's mod. However much of it you actually saw.
Edgar Allan Poe? For what exactly?
I thought it was surprisingly faithful adaptation, and I was amused at how it changed the characters to Furtado to you in small ways. It reminded me a lot of Yuri's first mod that she did.
Ah, of course, the claws of manga is the cask. Right. Right. And as Monica just pointed out, character changes. Right.
Only it was Poe instead of Lovecraft. I remember reading that the story that this is based on. I always thought it was kind of sad and mean. It doesn't seem fair to wall someone up because they insulted you.
I guess things were different in the 19th century. They still had, like, honor duels and stuff. And in the adaptation, I guess Natsuki finally poked the bear one too many times.
Yeah, that part honestly did spook me a little. So good job, Yuri. If you were trying to spook us, I thought it was just too real that one day Monica would just get sick of my shit and kill me.
Natsuki, listen. I know you might be joking, but I'd never do anything like that to you again. You don't need to be afraid of that.
I know you wouldn't. Doesn't stop me from being afraid though. People are afraid of irrational stuff all the time. So yeah, I get a shiver from it.
Sorry.
I know you probably don't feel like it, but at this point, seriously, it's not your fault anymore. Anyway, horrifying and unsettling mod, Yuri. Very cool.
Thank you.
Well, I need to go and do some things, and then rest. Did I already assign a poem topic?
Twice, in fact. Yeah.
2 actually. Originally about time, but then the high school club is doing beverages and we're going there next week. So we changed it to beverage poems next time. And time poems the meeting after that. Right, I remember now.
Imagine Monica is so tired that she'll completely forget all of this, and then when in the next episode, when everyone presents their beverage poems, Monica will be presenting her time poem. I can see it coming already. Give me a moment to put some more nuts in my mouth. There we go. Now, let's keep going.
Right, I remember now.
I know what I said.
Well, we'll be heading out now. Sorry for being so out of it. I'll see some of you at fencing.
She really was pretty out of it. Well, you two are welcome to stay in our humble chateau as long as you want.
I'm actually getting kind of tired myself. I think I'll head back and maybe talk with Ayami a little bit before I go to sleep.
I'll walk you home before I head to fencing.
Okay. Try to keep an eye on Monica while you're there.
I will.
Oh, I think I'll take a shower before I head to bed.
I think I will also take a shower, completely unrelated, and then go to fencing.
Yes. Very unrelated.
Okay, everyone, let's get great practice. A tournament against KCU is coming up soon. Ugh. Sorry, what was I talking about?
New character alert. Seami? The upcoming big tournament.
Right. The vice president is still negotiating with them about the exact time, but we've confirmed that they are going to host it.
It is all part of the vice president's extremely cunning negotiation strategy.
No doubt. So we'll have to take a short trip over to the college. I can provide rides for a few of us, but if any upperclassmen have a car, please let Natsuki know and she'll handle logistics. If we run out of seats in cars, we can always take the train. The campus isn't far from the line. Now, on to the last announcement. Most of us don't really have experience with how fencing tournaments are run. In fact, I'm pretty sure none of us do other than me and Mariko. So we're going to have a little intramural tournament among ourselves. I'll be the referee, since it wouldn't really be fair for me to essentially the coach to compete. I've also got a little trophy to award to the winner, so get in as much practice as you can, especially with live bouts, and work on your footwork. Alright, time for notes and homework. Something to work on for next time. Please don't leave until I come to you.
That trophy is mine, MC.
I mean, don't you have to win the tournament first?
You are such a cold fish sometimes. I'm saying that I am going to win the tournament.
I knew that's what you were saying. And I was saying you're not going to win the tournament. Because I am going to win the tournament. The whole interaction was a psyop against you.
Curse you and your cunning, boy, but you haven't heard the last of me.
You're no match for me and my blade. Little hero, meet me at the tournament and taste the bitter taste of the...
Guys, no flirting in the fencing club either.
Damn!
We weren't flirting. That was an epic challenge, not flirting. We have girlfriends.
That's never stopped you two before.
True words, Ryan. Remember the notes I gave you.
I will.
Natsuki, you're up next for notes. MC, no eavesdropping.
Very heated rivalry, indeed. Indeed. Also, Natsuki being the little hero, does that mean MC is setting himself up as the Demon Lord? Is that where this is going? Yes, if so, he's my type of guy. I would expect nothing less from him.
Natsuki, pay attention because I'm exhausted and I need to leave.
Oh! Oh! You fool! You dare challenge MC?
I keep telling you that your main advantages are that you're small, a small target, and you're fast, but you're not using those advantages in bouts.
No one puts Natsuki in the small person strategy box.
Well, here, how about the aggressive strategy box?
That's more like it. Hit me with the wisdom, Chief.
You're so fast and hard to hit that I think you can get away with a lot of risky timing attacks. I want you to watch your opponents carefully and learn their tendencies. The moment you see them start an attack, you immediately counterattack.
But what about right of way? If I hit them and they also hit me, they get the point because they attacked first.
True, but you're so fast that a lot of the time you'll hit them before they can hit you. And even if you don't, you're so tough to hit yourself that you'll get away with it a lot. Just try out the strategies, see how it works.
That actually does sound like a good idea. Will do.
Okay, MC, you're up next. MC, we need to find a better way to make use of your raw strength.
You've always said that fencing isn't about the strength of your arm.
True, but I'm not talking about the strength of your arm here. I want you to practice your flange.
Isn't that kind of an advanced maneuver?
Yep, it requires a lot of athleticism in both the legs to launch the upper body to deliver the hit while airborne. Not a lot of people in this club have the strength and dexterity for it, but you do.
I don't know, I've never really felt like I'm very athletic a guy.
And you also need to work on your confidence. You're plenty athletic enough to do this, and I wouldn't recommend it. In any event, this isn't optional. Practice your flange. Do at least 100 a day, preferably more like 200. I'll be making unfair use of Sayori to make sure you're doing them.
And what will your secret weapon be, oh great sword sensei?
Weapons, Natsuki. We say weapons, not swords. And if you want to find out how I fence, then train hard and then watch me. And when you're ready, I'll fence you. And then, maybe you'll understand a little of what I know. Anyway, I have to go. Club adjourned.
Was kind of anticlimactic of her to drop an epic diss like that and then just leave in such a boring way.
Well, she's really tired.
Yeah.
Man, that was a great fencing session. Gotta say, MC, you're improving a lot. Hey, you too, man. Glad you joined. Me too. So I was trying to improve by watching you today, and I was thinking maybe the best way to learn from you is to fence you. You want to offense about? You want to offense about? One too many us? I mean, I'll read it as it is written, I guess. Uh-oh, indeed. You want to offense about sometime before this little mini-tournament Monica wants to do? You really sure you want to fence against me? I'm not really that good. Don't think I'd pose much of a challenge. You're pretty obviously one of the strongest fencers in the club, MC. I don't know. I don't think so. I've never been very good at sports. My whole life I'd either not make athletic teams or be the eternal substitute who never played if I did. That's why I ended up doing more non-athletic pursuits, I guess. Like the literature club. Kagami says... MC sighs loudly. Sorry, force of habit. What is it that Kagami says? She says you have a complex about athletics because of this. And further, that you have a complex about feeling inferior to other guys as a result. And so, how does she put it? He can't have normal friendships with other guys. I've had friendships with other guys. Well, leaving that aside, you definitely do seem to have a complex about athletics. But take my word for it, you're one of the most skilled fencers in the club other than maybe Monica. Mariko and Natsuki too. I'd like to get on your guys' level, but I just started so far behind. So believe me, you'd be doing me a favor if you'd fence me about. Well, sure, if you like. Great, thanks. You know, MC, sometimes me and Kenzo and sometimes a couple of other guys hang out and game from time to time. Would you maybe want to be part of that? Really? Could I? Definitely, Kenzo already knows you and likes you. Yeah, I'd be super interested in that, thank you. I'll let the guys know. MC's making new friends, let's go.
Yeah, so overall, fencing was a lot of fun. Looking forward to that tournament. You know, I'm actually kind of glad we did Literature Club in here. Felt nice to host everyone, even if we kind of had to, frantically clean.
As I recall, you were the one who had to frantically clean. I merely did a light dusting.
Hey man, there was some stuff on your side too. I saw it.
Yes, how could I forget that I had to relocate 2 small boxes? Yes, that was quite the mess.
Exactly, and
Someone knocks on the door.
probably the RA again. Come in.
Hi guys.
Yo. As you can see, we are not flirting.
Natsuki, everyone on this floor knows you two are dating. It's really not hard to see.
You can't. Hey, you're not going to...
I'm not going to do anything. I support you guys all the way, and all the people on the hall think it's cute so far as I can tell. But, well, the reason I'm here is that someone must have blabbed about you to the college. Head of Student Affairs called me and had a bunch of questions. I told them that I hadn't seen any direct evidence that you guys are in a romantic relationship, which is technically true. Still, they're clearly doing an investigation. So I came to say be careful and just know that once it gets to this point, they basically always have one of those mini hearings. I don't think very much of shuffling freshman housing assignments around either. So at least one of you might have to move around, and you'd both probably get new roommates. I don't know when this might happen. And if anyone asks, I didn't tell you this, okay? I just think it's lame. You guys should be allowed to be together, in my opinion.
I've misjudged you. I thought you were someone I had to worry about, but it turns out you're a total homegirl. Thanks for giving the heads up.
No problem. Have a good night, ladies.
Man.
Well, it was good while it lasted. And besides, it's not as though they can prevent us from seeing each other. And if one or both of us gets a new roommate who is accommodating, then...
It hasn't happened yet. I'm not just gonna accept this. There's gotta be something we can do.
I fear that we will be asked directly if we are dating by some official. If that occurs, I fear being dishonest for then worse consequences than being separated may ensue. It is one thing for them to put us in separate rooms. It would be another for one or both of us to have to leave the school.
Yeah, you're right. Still, I just can't sit here and wait for the axe to fall. I gotta do something. Babe, I'm gonna take a little walk to clear my head out.
Of course, I will remain here. Most likely, I will still be up when you return.
Ah, yes. Just came back to quote that, huh? Thank you, Spinner, and thanks for lurking.
But if not, do not worry about awakening me. I would be pleased to be awakened so.
See, this is why I don't want them to separate us.
Oh, the thing. Is it even still here? Nope, it's already passed. When Ryan wanted to offense about with MC. When Ryan said he wanted to offense about with MC. That was the one we were, that I noticed and then Tormuse noticed.
See, this is exactly why I don't want them to separate us. You're so freaking adorable when we're at home. It is a big deal, though.
I can understand why your parents trying to show you up is a big deal.
Monica's walking through the courtyard on the phone. Oh, never mind. You see it? You see it now? Okay. Good. I was gonna say, wait, you quoted it and you think it's okay? I guess it's just one of those cases where I don't know English well enough, but hey. Guess it was just a hard catch. Monica is walking through the courtyard on the phone.
But why does it matter what Ayami thinks?
Like I told you, she's judgy.
I don't remember when you said that, but
I said that like today.
I've never actually seen Ayami be judgy myself, really. She seems pretty accepting, or at least if she's not, she goes out of her way not to show it to you.
Usually I'd agree with you, but she's judgy of me, I can feel it. It's kind of like what you said, she like she wants to criticize my choices but holds back.
Maybe because she's afraid you'll snap at her.
Okay, so what though? You tell me shit to my face and you're not afraid I'll snap at you.
You do snap at me.
Exactly, so you're not afraid of it. Why should she be?
Most people don't like being snapped at. That's just the way most people are.
Holy shit, Monica, have you not napped or something since the last time we talked? It sounds like you're falling asleep on your feet. Go to sleep for fuck's sake. Call me back tomorrow.
Okay.
No, I don't mind at all. I think it's awesome that you called. Glad to be of help. Yeah, I know. To give an honest answer, given everything I know, it's just seems to show that you mean well. Not a problem, my pleasure. Oh, gotta go, though. Call anytime, okay? See ya. Well, look who it is. Sorry about causing a scene in front of your dad and sister earlier. Didn't know you were related. I wouldn't have...
Nah, it's not that. We have no beef. Just a lot on my mind tonight.
One of those days.
Yeah.
You wanna talk about it?
So like, I live with my girlfriend. We totally scammed it. Our parents knew we were together and knew we'd have roommates at college, but didn't know we were going to be each other's roommates. Meanwhile, the school knew we were going to be roommates, but didn't know we were dating. But now some asshole found out and blabbed to the school and...
Oh man.
Yeah.
So you're going to separate you or what?
I don't really know. Apparently they're going to give us some kind of notice of hearing soon. Our RA came in and warned us that they were snooping around.
Natsuki! The RA didn't tell you! Remember, the RA never told you anything! Don't go blabbing about it to everyone now.
So I guess it's not done yet. It really bums me out to think of having to live separately. It sounds spoiled, but I've really gotten used to the feeling of her being there.
For the Master Schema, she is terrible. Yup, speaking of blabbing. God damn it.
It would suck to have to change that.
Is there anything you can do?
I don't know. After the RA warned us, I felt like I had to do something. But I couldn't think of anything. So I just started walking around instead. And now I'm here, not buying anything.
Not like I have a ton of customers in here right now anyway. How's your girlfriend taking it?
Oh, super philosophically, like she takes everything. She'll be fine.
I'm sure deep down she's actually freaking out a little.
Probably. But she's also right, it's not the end of the world. It's just... Anyway, I'll get out of the way. Thanks for listening to me dump my problems for a bit.
That'll be 2,000 yen.
No way, get fucked.
Natsuki walks out the door. I wonder. Why are we doing the silly music? What is happening? What's with the silly time?
It's not fair. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ayami. It really isn't fair.
Why the silly music though?
Everybody's parents came today. Everybody's. But not mine.
Sob seductively. I mean... I'm sure sobbing seductively is a thing. And yes, Ayami would be doing that.
Why don't they love me? I'm pretty sure they still love you. Did they give a reason why they didn't come? No. Well, what did they say when you talked to them about it? I never talked to them about it. When did you invite them to come? I didn't. Well, I mean, if you never invited them, it shouldn't be that surprising if they didn't come, right? They knew it was happening. They should have come without me saying anything. Even if they knew about it, if you didn't invite them, don't you think maybe they'd worry about intruding? Maybe they thought that if you didn't invite them, you'd rather they not be here right now. And maybe them not coming is just them trying to respect your wishes.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't think about that. But they should still know me and know that I want them to be here even if I don't ask. I'm their daughter, they should know.
It's been kind of a rough day for you, huh?
Yeah. There was that whole thing with Kagami. And then I talked to my boyfriend, and then my parents didn't show up, and...
Whoa, slow down one at a time. What happened with Kagami?
Well, her parents came, but she kind of got in trouble.
Oh yeah, I heard about that, but why are you sad about it? Is it that your friend had a bad time?
No, it's more like I can feel that she doesn't trust me to talk about it. I know she talks with Ryan. Everyone talks with Ryan.
I mean, Ryan's a chill guy.
If someone has a problem and Ryan's around, they just start talking about it to him. But not me. At least Kagami doesn't. If she has some kind of serious problem, she just kinda keeps it away from me. It makes me feel bad. We're all supposed to be friends, the three of us.
Sayori nods.
That makes sense. Have you talked to her about it?
No, what would I even say? Like, hey, can you tell me about your problems when you have them?
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to do it.
Maybe for you. I don't think it would work for me.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's okay, so what happened with your boyfriend?
Oh, him. He started seeing someone else. Not that he broke up with me, though.
Yeah, I remember you have an open relationship.
Indeed. They did mention that.
Yeah, still, I just don't feel good about it.
Is it that you feel jealous? I'd feel...
Voice crack!
I'd feel jealous.
I don't know. I think maybe, yeah, a little bit jealous. But mostly I just feel sadness. Like I didn't want things to turn out this way.
That's no good. Maybe you need to have a talk with him.
About what?
Well, about the relationship. It seems like you're not happy with things this way. Maybe you need to change it.
But he might not want to change it. Plus, he'd be hypocritical of me. The whole open relationship thing was my idea to begin with.
Yeah, but you thought it would make you both happy then. And now it's not, at least for you. That means that you need to think about it some more with him, I think.
Yeah, but still. What if he's happier this way? What if he actually prefers someone else? If I make him choose, what if he doesn't choose me?
I mean, from what Ayami said before, it seems she has another choice herself who she'd be happier with. Who may or may not be Kenzo.
Yeah, that would be pretty terrible. I'm sorry, I don't really have a good idea.
Oh, Sayo, it's not your job to come up with good ideas for my silly life. I'm just glad to have a friend who could listen. It was just a lot to deal with today. I'm sorry for freaking out earlier.
That's okay. I hear you've been working really hard on yourself and getting better along with Natsuki and Yuri. I'm really proud of you for that. You deserve to feel good, not bad. Besides, it's okay to freak out if you have to. I freak out and cry all the time.
What if he doesn't choose me after Ayami already talked about breaking up with him anyway? Exactly. Emotions are complicated, I guess. Yeah, she is very confused. To be fair though, we kind of know she's very confused. After all, there's the whole thing about, you know, how she wants the whole emotional thing out of relationships and doesn't get it, and she's trying to figure things out, and yeah, she's in a weird place right now, I guess.
Really, it doesn't seem very often to me. Huh, maybe you're right. But I definitely freak out sometimes, so I'm glad to be there for you, and you do too. Yeah, I'm really glad we're friends. But oof, that was a lot to deal with in one day. I don't think I can do anything else productive for the rest of the night. You wanna get some snacks and watch a movie before bed? Yeah!
Oh, back to Monica.
Keep going, Monica. Keep going. One foot in front of the other. Almost home. Only a couple of things to do before you can sleep. Is that the game focusing on me? Whatever. I can't tell. I'm too tired. Just need to get inside.
She doesn't even care about the game focusing on her. That's how you know shit is real.
I'm home.
Hey, Monica, good fencing session earlier. Well, I think maybe the last thing you need is to have any kind of conversation with me or anyone else right now. If you're going to bed, I'll leave you be.
Thanks, you have no idea how much I appreciate that. I'm so tired.
Well, I won't say you look like it, but it doesn't surprise me given how much you've been sleeping. You're walking kind of unsteady there. I'll leave you be. Oh no, the line, if I don't know how to love you. Can I help you get to your room?
No, actually, you know what? Yes, that would be very helpful.
Very good then. Ryan takes Monica by the arm and slowly starts to guide her down the hall. You really need to take better care of yourself, Monica. There's a knocking at the door.
Who is it now?
No! Not the time for this.
Monica, are you there? What? Quick, get off me. You need to go to your room and hide in the closet.
Who is it? Is it your parent?
Yes, they have no idea you're here. Go hide.
Is Monica also gonna change the... Because Monica got this house from her parents, right? I think. Do her parents know that it's supposed to look like this? Like, what was the dealio again with how she got this? She's just renting it with their help. Okay, good. They do not know what it looks like. Would have been very weird otherwise. I would say Monica could change the interior real quick while Ryan hides in the closet so he won't see anything. But the exterior is also different, so yeah. Always been that way? I guess so.
Yes, they have no idea you're here. Go hide. Don't come out. Don't say anything. Don't move a muscle until I tell you. Now.
Ryan jogs to his room, turning off the lights on the way in.
Okay. Deep breaths. Monica, are you up? Looking tired might help.
Monica rubs her eyes somewhat thoroughly.
Coming. Mom, Dad.
There's my girl.
Hi, Monica. It's so good to see you again. It's definitely been a while. I'm surprised. I didn't think you were coming back from your trip so soon.
Well, we couldn't miss Parents' Day, could we? I miss you, girl.
I miss you too, Dad. Now, how have you been? Oh, we're fine. But you're tired. We're not intruding too much, are we? I'm sorry we got you so late. It's just that when we traveled here, Don't worry about it, Mom. It's no big deal. I am a little tired, if I'm being honest.
Been working too hard, haven't you?
I have. But not so much that I can't talk to you guys for a little while at least. Come in. Are you sure? Of course. Right this way.
Wow. The house you rented is beautiful. It's really a steal at the price you're renting it for.
That's definitely what I thought. Had to move fast on it.
Anyone ever tell you you're pretty sharp, my daughter?
Sometimes. Well, I was hoping we could stay and chat for a little while, but I don't want to impose. Oh, no, it's alright, Mom. I do have a few things that need doing, and then I should probably catch up on my sleep. But how about, since you're here, I give you the grand tour of the house? And then tomorrow we can meet up for dinner or something and catch up. Feels like it's been so long since I've seen you. Sure, Monica, that sounds lovely.
Go ahead, give us the tour.
So the house actually has both a Japanese-style living room and a Western style over here. I see.
Very fancy.
And over here is my room, though it's not very interesting. Always so practical.
Doing more coding? What's this you're working on?
An attempted installation of a failsafe narrative temporal quasi-loop in a local rather than a sprited character.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. You've gone so good at all that coding stuff that I can't even begin to understand when you talk about it these days. Yeah, she can just be honest because they don't understand a word she's saying anyway.
I could never understand it to begin with. Darn, I was hoping we'd find a boy hiding in here.
You might if you look enough.
As though I'd ever hide a boy in my bedroom. I'd be smart and hide them in a closet.
Ain't that right?
You're so square sometimes. Over here we have the kitchen. Can't believe there are so many rooms. It really is huge.
What's this one here?
That one's a bit messy, actually, using it to keep the mess out of other rooms.
Ryan springs out of the closet. Funny you should mention that. Honestly, I know he would be in so much trouble with Monica. She would be so pissed at him. But on the other hand, is it a bad thing that I would actually really love to see that happen?
I'm going to invoke adult college student privilege and have you not go in there. So that I can maintain my illusion of having the house in reasonably good order.
Hey, you're the boss.
You need help cleaning it up. I can always find a place for things, you know. I'd be happy to. No thanks, Mom. I know you'd help. I just want to try to manage the house on my own. I need the practice.
Yeah, sure.
Well, okay, if you say so. And that's it. Other than the exterior, but I assume you saw that on your way in.
We did, it looks great. Almost as great as your mom.
Oh, for goodness sake. I see you guys tomorrow.
Sure thing. Take us somewhere nice to eat. And we don't mind eating pescatarian.
I know you don't. Love you guys. Love you, Monica.
Take care, daughter. Get some sleep, okay?
I will.
Monica watches her parents leave. She continues to watch them through the window until they drive away. They seem very nice. Unfortunate that I couldn't meet them under the circumstances. Maybe they'd actually be happy with you having a housemate with a separate bedroom. Even a guy. They don't seem too uptight about things generally. Okay then. Now I really don't want to imagine how mad Monica would have gotten if Ryan actually revealed himself there. I mean, I already knew Monica would be mad if he did that, but judging this as her reaction to what he just said, without him actually causing any problems. Oh boy. She would have been slightly upset, yeah, ever so slightly. Jesus.
And what would you know about them? You don't know them. You don't know me. And I told you to wait in the room until I told you.
I knew they had left. That wasn't a...
I gave you an instruction. I just needed you to do what I told you to do. Maybe I wanted a minute to clear my head before you came out. And all of this is more things keeping me from sleeping. I had to hide you, and now I'm going to get to bed way too late again. Let alone not being able to eat. You're just adding to everything.
Monica. Well, I mean, she's tired right now. I'm not sure how much of what she's saying she actually means, but... when you're tired, you can get very moody. I would never want to inconvenience you or add to your troubles. You don't deserve that. Sleep dev is a hell of a drug. Yup. Oh boy, it can cause some very horrible stuff, like this right here. But I didn't know your parents were coming. And you're not taking care of yourself. I know you have a lot of things to worry about and a lot of responsibilities to see to. But if it's not sustainable, you need to make a change. Maybe letting some of those responsibilities go. I could help you if you'd let me. Oh, no, she's getting mad again. Or you can kick me back out if I really am a problem for you. But the point is, you can't go on not sleeping or eat.
How dare you suggest that I do that to you? Do you think I'm that cruel?
No, of course not. I was just making... Do you think I'm that cruel? Proceeds to keep yelling at him.
If you really want to help me right now, just go. Leave me alone.
Without another word, Ryan goes back to his room. The sound of him opening his closet and getting out his futon are audible. Monica is laying on her bed.
Oh, it's you. We're back here again, I guess. With me at what feels like rock bottom. Again. Wonder how many times I can hit rock bottom over the course of a semester. Hang on. Sorry, I had to look a little more presentable for you. Not that I look that presentable now. I'm even still wearing my school uniform. Haven't even had time to change. It's like I'm sorry, Would you mind if I lay back down? I don't feel very well.
I mean, the obvious choice is, of course, lay back down, but... it does let me save this time. Wow. Imagine that. Of course, lay back down.
Thank you so much for understanding.
A choice that actually can be revisited again. Imagine that.
You really do care about me a lot. That's so much better. I wish I could stay here forever. Sometimes these days I really find myself relating to Sayori.
The sensible option or the Monica after story option? Yes.
Laying in a bed for several days and staring at the ceiling sounds amazing right now.
Honestly, even those people who really care about Monica and are super attached to her for some reason, even they should see that asking her to lay back down is a sensible choice. Like, especially people who genuinely have some kind of parasocial connection to Monica and care about her a lot, right? Especially they should care about her well-being and let her lay back down. But hey, I guess there's always gonna be some people. But you're so pretty! Yeah. We'll see that option in a bit, I guess.
Laying in a bed for several days and staring at the ceiling sounds amazing right now.
Honestly, understandable.
Been in the same boat, have you? The interesting part for me is that it's not even really about sleep. It's just wanting to blank the brain and focus on nothing. Not having to consider any input, not having to produce any output. That sounds wonderful. I wonder if that's how it is for Sayori. My body feels terrible, probably is sleep related though. Or maybe food related, I can't tell. I should probably eat something and then go to sleep. But now I can't get up.
Can I help? Often those people understand relationships to be the other person always pandering to their own needs. But this one feels so straightforward. Someone is having trouble. All they need to do is lie down to feel at least a little bit better. Any somewhat sensible person would be like, okay, yeah, do that. Anyway, can I help?
Can you bring me any food?
No.
Darn. I mean, I knew that was probably the case, but you never know. I thought maybe they finally found a way to interact directly, and this is how they're telling me. But in retrospect, that sounds like a tired Monica thought.
Any somewhat sensible person would indeed. But I'll pick the non-sensible option of it too, to see it. Monica rolls over in bed, causing her blanket to half fall to the floor.
Oh man.
Do nothing.
Yeah, game. Rub it in, why don't you? Don't worry, I don't blame you. I know you can't really do anything, even if you wanted to.
Monica stands up and restores her blanket.
A little lightheaded already. Going back down now. This doesn't feel as nice as when I collapsed into bed the first time. In fact, I feel like some kind of combination of being sleepy, pain, and sickness all at once everywhere. Can't say it's great.
You definitely can't go on like this.
You think so too, huh? You and everyone else. Probably true, but I don't know what I can cut back on or do less of. Everything's really important. There's just not enough time for everything. What self-care can I possibly practice here? I don't know what to do.
There's no way out of here! There it is! Really now? Well, actually get rid of Ryan! Jesus! So at least one of your clubs, but she's having fun with fencing. That's why she was encouraged to do it. And obviously the literature club is just such a big part of her identity. So that's a no-go. Cutting back on studies, I mean, Monica is smart enough that I think she could cut back a little bit on studies and still do relatively well. But I think accepting help is probably the most straightforward option here, right? Because people have been trying to reach out to her. People have been trying to reach out to her and help her. Ryan being the prime example of trying to help. And she pushed him away hard. I think she should just be open to accepting help at this point. And hey, delegate, I mean, I guess that makes sense too. Monica likes to be in control, so her delegating tasks would still have her technically be in control because she's dividing up what needs to be done by who. So I guess this is the most straightforward Monica option that could work. Except help and delegate.
Delegate? I suppose I could. Maybe that's the way out of this. At least in the clubs there's a lot more I can delegate. But I don't know who can I trust to deal with the student government in either place. Or do a setup and tear down a fencing club. I guess the student government is a lot easier to deal with here than at the high school at least. Maybe, well, I can consider that later. The clubs are one thing, but situations like this, at home, there's no delegating, making sure blankets stay on the bed of an ill person. I wish you could help me when I get sick or tired, I really could.
There is someone here who can help.
But at least, for some things, I'm on my own.
Ryan can help you, he lives with you already, exactly. Yep, there's no way out of here. I mean, again, the obvious answer here.
What? We're not that close. Sure, we live together, but that's just a necessity. We're not together or anything.
And just because you're not together, that means he can't help you? I don't see your logic here, Monica.
That sounds so familiar. Look, there's a certain level of intimacy you have to be at to feed someone when they're sick or put blankets on them. Ryan lives here because there's no other option. He wouldn't want to be that close to me.
Oh, I'm sure he would want to, though.
No, he totally would. He would, right? I don't need to think about this right now. I need to rest. I'm going to sleep.
But Monica's kept up, still thinking. Utter madness that she single-handedly does the setup and tear down of fencing equipment every time. That would be the easiest task to delegate, I guess. Not that I know anything about fencing equipment. Fair enough. Still, though, that makes sense to delegate that.
Shut up, you intolerable text box.
That's all for now. The night version of the closet background is by Alex. Kayla the pianist, Q and Tormuse assisted, technically, with implementation of the clickables in Yuri's mod. Who is this Tormuse fellow? Never heard of him. I wonder who this person could be. surely no one of importance. Surely no one I would know. All other credits for the mod's assets can, as always, be seen in credits.txt. Don't forget to email Monica and the club your questions at littleclub.press.monica@gmail.com. Thanks for playing. See you next time. So CodeErr, how I make button. Speaking of how to make button, click the brick. Let's see the other ending of the mod.
The one was finished.
Okay then.
I mean, sure, no one would find her. And for whole school years, no mortal has noticed anything wrong with the closet. In pace, Rick is gone.
And there we go.
Ha! That sure was a mod. Feels weird to say, but you know, it wasn't bad for a mod where I die horribly, to be honest. I am kind of a pain in the ass sometimes.
Be kind to yourself, beloved.
I'm just joshing. It was a good mod. Even if you locked me in a closet to die.
Okay, are we back to normal then? Just skip forward a bit. Yeah, okay. Alright, over here. I miss seeing you. Let's be an asshole.
You're always such a charmer. I guess I'll do my best to stay on my feet. It's only for a minute after all, and I'm sorry I can't do it. I have to lay down.
That doesn't seem like you.
Maybe not, but it's true. It's not even the being tired. It's just wanting to blank the brain and focus on nothing. Not having to consider any input.
Okay, this is very similar.
Not having to produce any output. That sounds wonderful.
And now we go back to what we're familiar with. I do wonder why the lines before that weren't already back on the common track. Now, I assume all the upcoming choices are removed. Monica turns over again in bed. She falls asleep. Oh! She actually fell asleep that time. Interesting. Does that mean the entire conversation of... Yeah, the entire conversation of you can accept help and everything, that never comes up anymore. Now, I wonder if that's because I picked the different option before, or if that's because I already made my choice. And because I already made my choice, Monica goes straight to sleep and doesn't come up with that anymore. Which of the two is it? It is because of the choice that cannot be undone. Okay. That makes sense. Alright. That was episode 46. You weren't kidding about this being a reasonably long episode. We're at 3.5 hours, which is a very comfortable time for me. To be fair, Yuri's mod was a little bit on the shorter side as far as mods are concerned. But it did have 2 endings, which was nice. The rest of the episodes are extremely long. Oh, I see. Are we talking like double the runtime? Are we talking like 6 hours? Because I think the last episode, right, episode 45 was also about 6 hours, approaching 6 hours for me. Longest episode ever. So are you saying I might have to split the episodes into 2 streams going forward? If I want to have a reasonable runtime for them. Maybe a skill issue, oh boy. Depending on how long episode 47 is. if it's the longest one, I might have to split it in two. So I haven't finished episode 48. It's looking to be a 4-parter in terms of stream sessions. To be fair, though, my streams and your streams are different. I don't usually have the patented Tormuse tangents. And we might also play at like a different pace or for different lengths, depending on how that goes. I'm not sure. I do hope that... but I might have to cut streams into 2. I might have to cut the episodes into 2 streams. Is a 2-part? Yeah. And 48 is a total wild card. Due to the experience. Oh boy, that's gonna be something. Okay, I'll take your advice then and say 47 will be split into 2. I assume you can roughly tell me when I've reached the halfway point, approximately, during the stream, so I can find a decent cutoff point. But yeah. There's at least one onion. Ooh, I'm looking forward to the onion in the experience. Anything else about it? No. Good. Wouldn't want to know anything else in the first place. Yeah, very fun episode. Definitely. Liked the mod, liked it was nicely paced. Few natural stopping places. Alright. I'll see when I get there then. They've spoiled the onion. Oh no! You know what? But maybe. There's the possibility of there being another onion. And I will not be spoiled on that if it happens. There could always be another onion. The only thing better than one onion. Yes. More than one onion. Again, you can never go wrong with another onion. But yeah, I guess that settles it then. Episode 47 will be split into 2. Because if it's the longest episode so far, and episode 45 was definitely on the longer side already, then yeah, it's probably safe to split that into 2, and I'll try to get all the other episodes done in one stream each, even if those streams have to be on the longer side. Again, I do occasionally do the 5 hours. Again, my Saturday streams usually approach 5 hours and maybe go a little bit beyond that sometimes. So I'm totally fine with DDLC episodes taking that long. I'm totally fine with it going that long. But yeah, episode 45 was approaching 6 hours already, I believe. But yeah, so splitting the next one into 2 makes sense. Burn through, but probably not. Again, especially if I want to talk about stuff in the middle of it, which usually happens. Sometimes I never go on big old tangents, but I do sometimes get a little bit off topic. Just a tiny bit. And that will definitely stall me out. Plus, you never know if I might be hit with another dizzy spell. Sadly, that happens. For some reason, it most commonly happens during DDLC. That I get hit with random dizzy spells. Most commonly happens during DDLC. It's a mystery. Because it's not even like this is the only visual novel I play. But yeah. It is a weird thing, so that might cause me to have to take another break and slow me down. You never know how things happen. Doing all the voices wearing you out. Yeah, but again, I do other visual novels too. I never have this problem with Last Defense Academy. And Last Defense Academy arguably has even more different voices I have to do. But maybe it's the fact that in DDLC I have to mostly do female voices. Maybe that's taking it out of me a little bit more. There will be things to talk about. Glad you made it through without any apparent further dizziness. Yeah, it didn't get that bad again. Just need to reveal that one of the girls is a robot. Ah yes, that would make things easier to voice. Ah yes. Now. while there's still some people here, I think a bunch of people have already left. Because I'm pretty sure we were... Yeah, I think the viewer count has roughly halved since earlier in the stream. But while some people are still here, how about we quickly go ahead, exit out, and find someone who we can raid. Right? Before everyone goes and, you know, goes their own ways. Let us see. A Charizard? You know what? Sure. Why not? Why not? Let me set it up and then we'll head on over. Alright. And presumably next Tuesday I will continue. Presumably I will continue with this game next Tuesday. Unless a big old Genshin update drops, but I assume it won't. And I've even when it comes to Genshin, I've made a new decision. I will only play actual lasting story content on stream. Even if events are voice acted, I think I will do events in my own time going forward, because I'm trying to slowly phase out Genshin on the channel. Because the game has overstated its welcome a little bit, in my opinion. So yeah, first part to phasing out Genshin, only lasting story content gets to be streamed, limited time events are now off-stream content. I have just decided very recently. But for now, let's go ahead and raid Charizard, see what's up over there. And that makes it all the more likely that next week we will be able to continue with DDLC again. Alright everyone, in that case I will see you all around, presumably on Tuesday, or maybe even on Friday and Saturday, that would also be nice. So yeah, bye everyone, and of course if you're watching this after it's been uploaded to YouTube as a VOD, your support has also been greatly appreciated, and you know what, if you want to catch me live in the future, check the video description down below. Link to my Twitch. I stream every single Friday and Saturday, sometimes other days of the week too, on a bit more of an irregular basis. Though at the time of this stream going on, Tuesdays have become a little bit more of a regular stream day. Now that's probably not gonna last, and it's not exactly fully regular, but yeah. That is a thing that sometimes somewhat regular stream days do establish themselves for a limited time. But in general, everything outside of Saturday and Friday is more irregular. In any event, thanks for being here. I'll hope to see you around. There's of course no pressure. You only have to swing by if you really want to. Until then though, have a good one, and goodbye.